Was good? Good morning. Can't say Vietnam, but hey, let's go with it. Let's go with it. What's crack a lacking, people? It's been a long time. We back. I was going to do it. The Reverend was going to do a sermon this morning, but he got caught up with some things. You know, that Rona protocol and everything. All the saints wasn't vaccinated, so he had to make sure he get that action. So I came through. Usually I just do the 1/3 show, maybe do some random thoughts, but the Reverend wanted to do a sermon. So I'm gonna try to step in for the Reverend just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the chat. What's going on? I'm gonna open up the panel. Just give me 30 to 40 minutes. Let me get my diatribe out. You know what I'm saying? Mortimer, we back. That's right. What's going on, Sir Obadiah? We've been hanging out at Sir Obadiah's channel, for a minute. Hey, Sir Obadiah, man, drop your link in the chat, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love being over there with Sir Obadiah, chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the commander. Salute to the hardest working woman in these YouTube streets. The Quincy Jones of this shit. Charles Willie. Salute to her. Salute to the Supreme Elder, wherever he may be. He was laying down to smack him down. But before we start opening it up, look at the title. We back. Bmore bitch. We full effect. And I couldn't do this right. You know what I'm saying? Without letting you know how I feel from my hometown. So let's just play some of that beautiful bean footage.
Curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew. Avenue. You heard my man Slash on. They all like it's curfew. 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 Avenue. Bitch, we from Baltimore. Bitch, we from Baltimore. Bitch, we from Baltimore. Bitch. We from Baltimore, bitch. We from Baltimore, bitch. We from Baltimore, bitch. We from Baltimore, bitch. We from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking person, about no fucking person, about no fucking person. Baltimore, we don't care about no fucking person, about no fucking person, about no fucking person. They all like it's curfew. You heard my man Slash? We don't care about no fucking curfew. About no fucking curfew. About no fucking curfew. Baltimore, we don't care about no fucking curfew. They all like it's curfew. They all like it's curfew. Baltimore, we don't care about no. We don't care about no. We don't about no fucking curfew. Baltimore, we don't care about no fucking curfew. No fucking curfew. No fucking curfew. Elbow music. Curfew. They all like it's curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking
curfew. Say it with me. Curfew. Due to you. Baltimore, bitch.
Curfew. Avenue. You heard my man Stash.
Heard my man Stash shorty. Now, if y'all don't remember that happened when the Rona first broke out. And you don't understand the importance of that. So I'm going to say something because we've been in these YouTube streets in this quote unquote black sector for a while. Whatever your sectors is, the crying about females, the crying about men, the ones that are pro-black, the ones that's conscious community rapping, those of us that got dashikis, promise schools, got bayangs, and all of that other good stuff. The ones that are about doing things and changing the community, and the ones of us that are about mess, but we all a community and a community nonetheless. But when them curfews broke out, those mandates, those mass mandates, those what we gonna move from here, where the whole world was shaking, black people were still moving and shaking. Black people were still moving and shaking. And you know what they said? From my hometown, Beantown, Baltimore, Bmore, we don't give a fuck about no fucking curfew. Baltimore, bitch. And that shows you the grit and the moxie of my people. We've been through more than any other people on the face of the planet in the last 400 years. Now, the dereliction, the ain't shitness, it's not going to stop. It's a part of the environment, it's a part of the ecosystem, but it's too much. It's permeating, it's becoming a cesspool. So I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to take a step back and preview the landscape. I got in my DeLorean, you know what I'm saying, with my brother Cerulean, you know what I'm saying. I'm over here driving, he riding shotgun, and he wants to save. He wants to save people. And I don't want to save people. I want those that want to be saved to follow their own path. I believe in the natural laws of selection. You know, growing up in the streets of Baltimore, because if you can survive Baltimore, you can survive anything. Federal governments, landlords, crackheads, drug addicts, dope boys, police brutality, and still we still here kicking, fighting, scrapping, surviving, and living. And I ain't talking about the good times, bro. You know what I'm saying? But there were good times. Utz potato chips, crabs on 4th of July, going down the inner harbor, hitting Lexington Market, cracking open some oysters, pulling back some cold ones, sitting on the block, drinking your 40s, rolling up your weed, all these other things, advancing however we shall advance, doing whatever we shall do, and we shall still be here. Salute to you, Supreme Elder. Great show earlier. Well, early, well, yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Time changes mess up. But this is Baltimore, bitch. You know what I'm saying? This is me. I'm Bmore. I'm Bmore everywhere I need to be and everywhere I can't be. You know what I'm saying? Represent for where you is. Don't be ashamed of your blackness. Now, we have a trend of people that we call trims, transracial identified males, that are permeating, infestating these spaces because they're angry that they couldn't get a piece of the pie or be, quote unquote, allowed to play with the cool kids because they didn't go through the natural laws of selection as most of us did. They don't have the same culture that we once had. I'm not an ally just because I made it out. And any more so, I protect and I ride for my people. Ride or die. You know. So what we got here? What we got here? What we doing? Now, where have I been? What have I been doing? I've been around in these streets. I've been on other people's panels, surveying the land, supporting those that need support, pulling back for those that are going through a troubling time where they need to find their way through the albatross or the the leviathan that we call success and failure. Because we all have our own trials and tribulations in life, then we need to do it. You know what I'm saying? So what I do say is this: we have survived a lot since the 40s and the 50s on the Great Southern Migration to civil rights, Vietnam era, to the war on drugs in the 80s, to the end of the Industrial Revolution and the beginning of the dot-com, uh, moving into to the war era of 20 years of a conflict that had nothing to do with us, but all due to the lining of the pockets of those that sits on the top of the pantheon of power. What are we going to do? We're going to do what we always do. Like those people that live in the middle of America in Hurricane Alley. We going to rebuild? You know what I'm saying? But I'm tired of rebuilding. How about we build and we evolve as a civilization and as human beings? Now, that's a lot that I just said. And if you don't understand what I said, then you need to go take some classes. And if you're educated, you just don't want to understand where I stand on these issues. I stand on a lot of issues, but I'm coming from a geopolitical standpoint. We are looked at as greatness. We're looked at as an endangered species and the last vestiges of morality in this so called cesspool of civilization. We're looked at more than our problems and our struggles because the world ain't looking at us, they're looking at everybody else. Good morning, Joe W. What's going on, bro? See, that's a brother right there. He moved from New York down to Alabama. He's got a farm, he's got horses, he's being self reliant. He's actually going back to what our forefathers fought and reached for, a plot of land to build their own within the great struggle, the noble of the Negro. Are you American? Of course you are. You're nothing but that because for whatever reason, we lost that attachment to the continent in which they call Africa. And that doesn't mean we're not that. That doesn't mean that's not a part of us, but we have built this great nation in which we call America, and you need to be proud of that because this is your country. You built it, you put in infrastructure, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the toil, the pain, the strife, the joy, the happiness. Generations upon generations of great Americans that walk across the nation of America and out throughout the world, serving in your military, being your firefighters, the frontline workers of the nurses and the doctors and the lawyers that fight for the rights of the people. You are great, but yet you seem to not want to obtain or say that you are royalty. Royalty, the American royalty, the real royals of America. You are the Negro, the Black American. And that's all that need to be said. You're more than the hue or the melanin in which your skin is depicted, not roasting in the sun, needing no sunscreen and no sunblock, living in food deserts, still surviving and moving, dealing with a system of oppression, dealing with a system of exclusion. There are other people, other entities, organizations, communities of people that use you as the blueprint to get their rights and they sit at the table, but you seem not to want to rightfully say that this is yours and stand by it. Joining other people as allies as they turn on you for cheddar biscuits at the table. While we have a brother speaking the truth, and they're right now, they're going against this brother. They're jumping down his throat. They're trying to tear him down, and he stood for what he believed in. They tried to cancel this man, and he said, "No, you will not cancel me because I choose not to play." I remember Cat Williams had an interview on Hot 97, and he said, "I cannot be brought and sold because I'm not even in store." That was a powerful message. He said a lot of stuff. He talks in the future, and he does not speak in the past. We have great leaders, we have great representation, but for some reason, some strong reason, we ourselves seem not to see the greatness within ourselves with the examples that are set and laid before us. We have many leaders that with just their word, just with a word out of their mouth can move and shake mountains, but we seem not to get behind it. The consequences therein and the actions in which they take is an example to us all to show how great and noble that we are. Less than 18% of the population, less than that of the world, maybe a 0.01 percentile, but we move and shake the foundation and drive the evolution of great nations that surround us. From the movements of getting our fair shake to the justice that we pursue, we show that we are great. Now, with that being said, with my preamble and opening diatribe, I know y'all want to be entertained, so let's get into some nigga shit. How y'all doing this morning? What is cracking? What is up? What is going on? For all of those that want to participate in my Sunday morning preamble, and let's just have a good time and let's just talk and clown and laugh and and show some camaraderie for once. No beefing, no talking bad about each other unless it's deserved. Not begging anyone to be great, but holding people accountable. I now open up the panel to those and those who want to participate. This is a public service announcement to derelictions, to trims, and all the other people, coons and spoofs and those of the like. You might not want to hear these messages that are coming across these airwaves, but for those that want to hear them, for those that want to be entertained, and those that want to be inspired, welcome to the motherfucking show. We back. Bmore, bitch. So I will drop the link into the chat. And here we go. So let me go into the chat right here and put people up here, you know what I mean, on the screen and say good morning. The link is in the chat. If you would like to come up, please by all means do. So how's everybody's weekend? How's everybody doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. I got a little drink in me, enjoying myself. You know, the world's got a little crazy. They're already talking about cutting down on imports. Basically, just supplies are going to be low. So stock up on what you got. Amazon prices going to go up on regular goods. You know how that works. Capitalism at its finest. You know what I'm saying? So let me pull up some things. There's some things in the news. Shout out to Char Willie and our lovely classic Ruby for what they were, you know, doing on article reactions. Gotta have my, you know what I'm saying, currents. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I have my currents. What's going on, Sir Obadiah? You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, brother. What's going on with you?
What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
Man, how you doing this lovely Sunday morning for you?
Oh man, it's
Sunday
been
night for
great, man.
myself.
Yeah, it's the Sunday morning has been great, man. Been going up here. Oh, what's going on? DJ Music, yeah.
Oh man, he was
Yeah,
over there rocking, man. He was
yeah,
rocking, man.
yeah. I was over there too.
He was rocking. Hey, Supreme Elder, can you give brother Chloroform, I mean Leonard, some teachings with his DJing a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think his beats per minute was a little bit off when he was switching. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He's a little bit too old school, man. He's a little
Right,
bit
right,
too
right.
old school. You know what I'm saying? But they was having a good time, man. I like to see black folk having a good time.
Yeah,
I like to
man.
see him having a great time.
Yeah. I mean, I think he came through my live stream yesterday, and I was talking about the same thing you was talking about, their election. I said
Yeah,
it's
powerful.
life, man. Yeah, it's life, man. Like I observed something that night. I was like, you know what? I had to do a stream on it because I meant to do it Friday, but yeah, man. Shouts up to you, man. I'm doing good, man. And I went on the stream yesterday. He talked about agenda man, and I'm like, okay. And I was like,
Right.
he had to go in, but but he talked about other things prior to that, and then he said, look at the verbal issue. And I said, oh, I seen that when that happened. I shook my head. I said, yeah. Yeah, but I'm doing good this Sunday. I mean, I'm getting ready for my stream later on tonight over Sunday night round. The Sunday chills like 7:55, so I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'll be over there, man. I'll be over there to support, man. Support Sir Obadiah Sunday, was it Sunday Chill over on your channel? Was that Eastern? 7
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah,
Eastern?
yeah, yeah. 7 p.m.
7
Eastern.
p.m. Eastern, man. 7 p.m. Eastern, man. We go over there, we kick our feet up, man. We just have a good time. But man, y'all gotta check Sir Obadiah during the week. Y'all don't want to learn nothing, man. I see them numbers, man. When we in there clowning and be on some quote unquote nigga shit, y'all be in the chats twerking. But when he in there teaching, I can't find y'all, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta be over there teaching, learning about y'all royalty, man, learning about y'all influence in the world, man. You know what I mean? That DNA is permeating.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother Sheed? How you doing, brother?
What's going
You know
on,
what I'm
Sheed?
saying? Love brother Sheed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she be everywhere.
Man, she be everywhere, man. Yo, so I got a question for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the state? I'm not just like one section and all of that, but what do you think of the state of our community of Black YouTube?
Oh man, it's just typical. Um, I know it's permeant. I know that we love entertainment way much. I mean, I've seen this years and years, and it's nothing has changed. I mean, ever since Suspicious Daniels hit the scene,
Hmm.
everybody's praising him. Like, he's our savior. And I'm like, yeah, he's a problem. But
Hmm.
but I'm glad Cerulean laid that out to me. He said, which one you would choose? And he made me pick my poison. I mean, first I wouldn't have chose him, and he put Sinji, and I said, okay, Sinji's a decent person to me, but I don't have no problems. But the sad part about it is like the petition thing. I said, well, of course they're gonna pick Suspicious Daniels.
Hmm. Me personally, man, I
Yeah,
think that petition is a waste of time.
yeah, it is.
Um, and people have the right to say whatever the hell they want. On these airwaves, and if they say something too egregious, the YouTube algorithm will take care of them.
Oh yeah,
Um, what I'm saying? I don't really consign too much to what she says. I don't even stay over there in them spaces. Certain things give me cause to pause, but man, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. So
right.
we get over there. But overall, man, I think we need to evolve myself. We need more channels that are actually structured. It's cool to have these open panels and stuff like that, and there's people that can run those. It's like a free fall. It's like it's like being on a corner, being on a block, or something like that. But we're more than that. We're better than that. So I think that we should have a elevation in content. And there's brothers that's doing it. DJ Cuda, get your mic game up. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and check out DJ Cuda. Sir Ism, he's man, brother's talented. He's very funny and hilarious and entertaining, but he's actually eat more balanced than what you would think if you go listen to his content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, like we can do better. We're doing things. We're being heard. We're a little bit late to this technology. You know how we are.
Yeah,
Man. We don't
yeah,
trust
yeah.
things. And technology costs money. We rather look good than get into technology. In
Oh
which
yeah,
most
yeah,
of this technology we invented and made, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you forget.
yeah. It's the ethos. Hmm.
The there you go, brother. The ethos, man.
Yeah.
So check this out, right?
Hmm.
I was looking, man, and I was looking at this stuff, man, and I've been noticing some things in the news and stuff like that. And just looking around, and um, I'm trying to figure out, is there going to be any lockdowns? Do you think there going to be any lockdowns this coming winter?
I don't think so. I don't believe so because I heard from Ask Nathaniel. He said they ain't gonna allow us to sit at home like that. Especially making the money because tech is unique. It's not about how many you get STEM degrees. It's who's using the longest. I think these platforms is a test to see who's capable of getting a job. I think Biden and the people in Japan, these allied nations and
Hmm.
UK ain't gonna allow you to sit down like that. France don't want that outbreak. They don't want that with violence. They don't want no revolution because number one, they don't want anarchy because the thing is
Right.
when you have people like the reports you done show me, that's what they don't want. They trying to tone it down. I don't think it's an incel problem. That's just an excuse to tone down certain people that want a revolution because the people on the right, they was about that. And I think Soul and Black said the same thing. You better be glad we're being nice. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Yeah.
times they don't like politicians. I don't think Cerulean understands, but people who own that type of time, we get it. We love the country and everything, but certain things in government, they're just not going to allow. It
Yeah.
it shouldn't be televised or anything. But I think the pandemic was just a test to see what you made of and who was prepared. Everybody was unprepared last year. This year they're more prepared because they don't want to deal with it again. So only way they're gonna get another lockdown if they lose way more lives. So since 600,000 is good enough for them in the US and the rest of the world, they wanted that minimum. They don't want it to be um, large. And I'll tell you why everybody should get a shot. It's no excuse. Even the flu shot's
Hmm.
no excuse. Nobody's dying from no flu shot either. So they're not taking any chances. So
Mm.
there you go.
No, the funny part about it is that I totally agree with you, right? Because you hear people that are getting it, but you don't hear about the deaths. Like we don't even know what the death toll is as of now, since past the summer, with all
Hmm.
these outbreaks that they're saying. But I think they got enough people. They're making examples of certain people that don't have it. Um, Me personally, if they really wanted to push the mandates, the state, the federal government would have pulled back all their funding from those states that are not pushing those mandates. And if you look at those states that are pushing those mandates, those are the ones that get the most quote unquote welfare from the federal government.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So you know what I mean? So it's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at, a whole bunch of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Um and and the thing is, man, it's like, people don't even know, man. 2022 comes up, man. We're 2 years out from the presidential election.
Yeah.
So who's the Republican candidate? Who's the candidates that are running in these states to be in the House of Reps and the Senate?
Yeah.
Usually
That's
you
what.
find out by
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Well, I found out out in Georgia, I would say next year. That's why I'm concerned because I know what's her name that's gonna run for governor, the Democrat. But see Kemp, I think he's running, but I don't think he's gonna win because of the shit that he's done in Georgia. Like he's done a horrible job. So
Mhm.
they want him up out of there. And I think it's what's his name? The football player that's backed by Trump. He ain't gonna win that either against
No,
her.
Herschel Walk. No, bro. No, he's gonna
No,
win that.
no,
He
no,
was
no.
actually, something came out what actually took him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was at a rally, and the guy that hosted the rally, on his website, put a swastika up, with some far right stuff, and he had to like pull out of that rally and stuff like that. So you know what
Right,
I'm
right.
saying? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Greetings, brother Cerulean.
Greetings,
What's going on?
Cerulean. Greetings.
Greetings, esteemed gentlemen. How am I coming in?
You're a little bit
Great,
far
great.
away, but man,
But
you're
Yeah.
clear.
but you're clear. You're clear.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to
Okay, so
Absalom and Third World Columbia. What's up, fellas? What's going on in the chat, man? Hey, it's an open panel today, man. I've been gone for a minute, so if you want to
Let's go
come
on
up,
third ward. Yeah.
if you
Hey,
want to
great,
come up,
great interview
man.
over at Teapots, man. Yeah, I saw that
Yeah, man.
joint.
I
Yeah.
miss Jay Sean, man. I miss the
Oh,
brother
I
Jay
saw he went in.
Sean.
He was mad. He called them conservatives and everything, man. I was gonna do a outside stream about that too, this morning, but I saw your stream. I said, no, let me hold back on that. I might do that later because Jay
Yeah,
Shine, man, he ripped him in a new asshole.
man. Man, the brother laid down some pipe, boy. He laid some pipe, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the brother Jay Sean.
Shouts out
You know
to
what I'm
him, man.
saying? Let's give a shout out to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Brooklyn, dude.
Zoop. I know I was gonna do same shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's give a shout out to the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what? A shout out to these brothers, man, that do travel outside the country, um, dealing with the culture, holding up their nobility, and representing from where they from, man. Shout out to these brothers, man. You know what I mean? We ain't out here, leveling up Wilma Flintstones and stuff like that, man. If you're gonna go overseas and you're gonna mess with a chick, get you a Jane Jetson. Get you a Jane Jetson. Or jump in a
Mhm.
DeLorean from time to time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Up there messing with chicks that ain't got no shoes and shit. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And don't be messing with no chicks that be eating their own hair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't be messing with them, man. Don't be messing with these chicks that don't eat their own hair. Don't be messing, you know what I mean? Don't be messing with no goats. Goats are not humans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just mess with some normal, rational females, but don't forget your blackness. It's not hard, man. It's easy to do, man. You know what I mean? So, yo, shout out to the likes on the stream. Please like and share the stream if you can. You know what I'm saying? Please do that. But brother Cerulean, man, what do you think about this, man? Do you think they're going to have any lockdowns coming? this winter or this season, this flu season that's going to be coming up?
I would say prepare for one, but
Okay.
don't much expect it. Because the reason I'm saying that is because we'll fail to see what's really happening with a lot of the COVID mania, right? I think we talked about this a while ago. When you look at what's happening as far as vaccine shots and all of that shit, like you got big pharma companies getting open-ended checks from the government. Like that's a handout, right? Paying for every vaccine. That's really why they're pushing all this mandate stuff, right? It's like we pay good money, you dumb Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like because when it was ravaging, like they had remember the poll that they had, like they had the statistics about the top things that people are dying from just in America. I'm not talking about everywhere else, but just in America, number 7
right.
Number 7 was Rona. Right? Rona wasn't even number 1. It was like number 7. It was
wow.
Yeah, like when it was raging. I'm talking about 2020. Like when it was raging.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, heart disease is still top on the list as far as mortality, and yet
Right.
it is yet to be classified as a pandemic.
Well, I'm like, but then that would go to a lot of things like a food desert, right? Like, then you would have to hold like McDonald's and Burger King and you know what I'm saying, and like certain other places, Liable and whole not Whole Foods, but a Quarter Foods, and it's your whole wallet, but Wally World and all of that accountable. But you know what I mean? I think what's the next? It's alcoholism, and then it's like opioids, right? Like opioids is a major issue in suicide.
I mean, look, I know one thing that we should be monitoring, especially over the course of the next 18 months, is a medical insurance bubble that's due to pop.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Because if you really look at like government giving opening checks to big pharma to produce vaccines, of which damn near a third of them spoil before they're even used.
Yeah.
All they were doing was injecting capital into big pharma. Why? Because big pharma is subsidized by the insurance companies, largest of all in the world, largest provider in the world is AIG, which is, as you know, recently is now owned by the United States government. And if AIG busts, then pop goes the all weasels on all continents.
That is fact. And do people remember that? Remember our esteemed brother in Michael Jackson? You remember the people that were sponsoring his tour was AIG.
Mm-hmm.
And just so happily, the people that were sponsoring Prince's tour was AIG. And the people that was about to sponsor R. Kelly's tour before what happened was AIG.
Hey, I mean, if you really want to know, right? Opioid crisis.
Mm-hmm.
All your HMOs, 70,000 white males that are via overdose on legal drugs. Well, guess who the HMOs firms were subsidized by? other than AIG. See,
Mhm.
it can subsidize literally and fast track any kind of medicine, whether it's synthetic or natural, directly or market. And that's actually as a stimulus package.
Yeah.
So,
So really, you going in and out, brother. You going a little bit in and out because we catching it. Is it just me? Or is everybody catching it in and out?
Yeah, he's in and out, but
Yeah.
I can catch some of he's saying, but
But yeah,
trying to make it out.
he's dropping facts, and we catching a little bit of the facts. Really, we got to catch all the facts. You know what I'm saying? You might want to come out. One might want to go out and come back in.
Oh, I got to switch. Yeah,
All right. So while Cerulean comes back, because what he was saying, what I was catching was good. Let me read a couple of these comments down here, and I'll let Sir jump in and say what he needs to say. Lisa, what's going on, sis? How you doing? Let me say what's up to the people that showing some support. Will Cash Grow, what's up, fam? You're right. No trough mouth holes. You know what I'm saying? No trough mouth holes. Poetic Kells, man. I love this sister right here, man. Listen, y'all don't know about this sister, man. She is down with the fight game. Like, she is down with the fight game. She be on it with the fight game. You know what I'm saying? Nicer, what's going on? How you doing? Lisa, thank you. Let's see. Can you place afterwards the other YouTube channels you mentioned in the description area or comment area pin for others who don't know, who can check it out too? I will definitely do that. Let's see. Will Cosgrove, Cerulean Gray. I'm telling everyone here isn't a master teacher that can break down who white people is the way Cerulean has. He's always the top echelon to me. I still look for the generic reality of whiteness in all the parts. He made guys when he made that. There is nothing like it. Appreciate, I think the brother, Cerulean, do you want to comment on that for the brother giving you flowers while you're still above ground? I think he's having some mic troubles. I can, you know what, sir? I can hear Cuda right now. Get your mic game up.
Yeah,
Talk radio.
Yeah, he fell asleep last night because I don't think he was going to do a shift because I guess he saw Topaz in Third Ward. So
Yo, shout out to the other content creators that do great content. But what do you think about that, sir? What Cerulean was saying, the parts that you caught.
He's speaking facts, like as always. And he's been consistent what he was saying. Like, I'm meaning to go around and watch his channel because I've recently subscribed. I got to see some of his old stuff, what he talked about last year, and just catch up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Right. I mean, the last couple of streams, we actually talked about it on my channel. And I think that 10-hour stream, we kind of broke down the dereliction is day to day. That's why I did that stream, because I wanted to do that on that Friday. And I said, you know what? I had to fall back because I was being a panelist that day. So, Yeah.
No, man. Like, look, man, I say it like this, man. Like, the brother breaks down things in a way that, I think it's a little bit above people's and I'm not going to say intellect, but their critical thinking, because they don't teach you to critically think no more in school. And it's something that you have.
Am I coming in all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
No, I had to switch devices. Yeah. Apparently,
Skynet is watching. No, go ahead.
Well, it's not even that. It's just, mother is just doing shit like, text me, call me. I put devices on do not disturb, which is nonsense.
Well, that's what happened when you have friends and you're in the community in real life. But go ahead.
That's a shot.
Hold on, my bad.
So we were talking about AIG, right? And As you know, AIG is the largest insurance company in the world. They are owned by the United States government, who bailed them out back during the 2008 housing bubble. And part of that deal was, well, partial ownership, which eventually will become full ownership. And what made that possible was Brexit. Brexit leaves EU. Now you have to consolidate your consolidate wealth, which is basically your customer base. And the U.S. government said, we will take that burden. Otherwise, this company will go insolvent. And as a result, we'll have a chain effect of the subsidiaries that are subsidized by AIG here in America. You know, companies like Liberty Mutual, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at all your major, say, medical providers, big pharma,
right,
who works with the medical industry, specifically doctors who write prescriptions for drugs, give those prescriptions to their patients, who then take those to a pharmacy, right? And then they pay this thing called a copay, right? Which is basically a lower payment for the overall cost of the medication, which is obviously overcharged anyway. But really, the copay is actually what the medicine would cost at cost of manufacturing.
Mm.
You remember 70,000 of those white guys that self-terminated by overdosing on opioids?
Right.
AIG, they could get those same prescriptions legally through their HMOs or whatever is left in their, say, retirement plan, 401k, et cetera, et cetera. Because, you know, many of those guys suffering that depression were recently out of work. You know, especially in places like West Virginia, which was like the epicenter, like ground zero for the opioid pandemic. What has happened in West Virginia? You know, there was a guy from West Virginia, as he recalls, the KKK brought his grandmother toys.
Are you talking about Jimmy the Cricket Coon, ABL?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right? But, like, literally, nobody, like, the mainstream media isn't covering it, even though West Virginia, economically worse condition than, say, a Detroit or Chicago. You want to know how impoverished West Virginia has become? Not only due to the lack of industry, but as a result, if you have a lack of industry, people who work in those industries just utterly losing their jobs overnight. Guess what? The city has to cut down costs. It can't even pay itself to operate. And therefore, you have a shortage of things like fire department, police, public works. You know, they're the ones that get those machines that go around sweeping the streets because people are too lazy to find an actual trash can. So they throw it out their window. And then, you know, the city pays a premium for that thing to go up and down that street.
Welfare.
And that's why you look at West Virginia, it's literally the shithole that it is.
Yeah.
But see, you got to look at what else that AIG is tied into. Because it's not just health insurance, it was home insurance. So if you lose industry, that means you have a rise in unemployment. That rise in unemployment then results in the foreclosure of homes. You see, an insurance company can't make any money on a foreclosed home.
Now, before you continue, Cyril, and I would like to give some context to this. Since 2019, the population of West Virginia is 1.7 million people. Vermont um, is so West Virginia has more people than Wyoming and Vermont. Just to let you know, okay. Now I'm gonna dig into this. What percentage of West Virginia is white? 93.5 percentile. I continue.
I mean, if you look at that, like this is 97%,
93.5 percentile.
93.5 percentile white.
Yes. Now check this out. I'd like to let you know. Persons 65 and over are 20.5%. Female persons percentile is 50.5%.
Isn't that interesting? Right?
Uh-oh.
That means that, well, no wonder. I mean, they can't keep the lights on. Then well, what's that fallacy that those guys like to use? The IQ of that domestic population of West Virginia just begins to rapidly decline. I mean, it literally just like fucking fell off the map, right?
Yeah.
And as a result, what you see in West Virginia, you have excessively high crime rate, which is never talked about.
Hold on. Wait a minute. But what about Chicago? Ain't this white on white crime?
Uh-huh.
I'll put it like this, right?
Let me put this up on the full screen so people can see what you're talking about. Continue to speak. Yes, really. Go ahead.
Here's the I don't know if you're familiar, right, with well, of course you're not familiar. Nobody, there's only probably 30,000 people or so that are familiar with a town like Wheeling, West Virginia, a town that only consists of about 25 or so thousand people, and yet has about, on average, 200 to 280 violent crimes every year. That is like 8 times by per capita what the crime rate would be in Chicago. A population of millions.
That is facts. That is facts.
White alone percent 93.5%. Amazing. Female persons percent 50%. Wow.
50 percentile.
20%, 20.5%, 65 years and over. Wow. Okay.
I mean, there was Charleston, West Virginia.
Figures. Yeah.
271 crime, 271 violent crimes a year, never reported on in mainstream media.
Not by Fox either. Fox got those numbers hidden on mainstream media. They never report. They know about it more than CNN.
Right. You got another town, and this one is very special. It's called Huntington. Huntington, literally, of all the cities in West Virginia, Huntington is one of the top 5 cities in West Virginia that have the highest injection of state capital that it is distributed by, the governor's office. Whenever they get federal funds, they're one of the top 5 cities in West Virginia that get regular capital injections from the federal government. And yet still, this is a town of only 49,000 people, and yet they have on average about 400 violent crimes happening every single year, never reported on.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to understand this. If you wanted to buy a house, you need insurance. AIG, number 1 company in the world of homeowners insurance. It subsidizes several but one of its biggest subsidiaries is one of actually the most popular subsidiaries in the country. It's called Liberty Mutual.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who are these Liberty Mutual companies? These are companies like Progressive. These are companies like, if you remember that commercial, Shaq was involved in this insurance commercial. It was online insurance, the General. That's a Liberty Mutual company.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one, very, very popular in the Midwest, especially in states like Iowa, here in Minnesota, Michigan. It's a company called Safeco. It's also subsidized by Liberty Mutual, which is, again, subsidized by AIG. Now, you see the chain reaction that would happen if AIG crumbles?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And just to give y'all understanding of AIG, people that don't know that, well, people that travel, they know that Japan is a very closed off country. Um, any type of company that comes to Japan that are able to still keep their control, not sell it off to a Japanese sponsor or turn it into a franchise where the Japanese basically lease the name of the franchise, is very seldom. It's not too many companies. So just to let you know that this is AIG Japan. So American International Group is a leading global insurance organization. AIG member companies provide a wide range of property, casualty insurance, life insurance, retirement solutions, and other financial services to customers in approximately 80 countries and jurisdictions. These diverse offerings include products and services that help businesses and individuals protect their assets, manage risk, and provide retirement security. AIG common stock is listed on the New York Stock Exchange. In Japan, AIG companies such as AIG General Insurance Company Ltd, American Home Insurance Company Ltd, JI Accident and Fire Insurance Company Ltd, AIG Partners Company Ltd, and Techmark Japan KK are provide their services. Sorry about that. Now, if you're probably wondering, how did I go from my Bmore voice to my white voice? Is so you can pay attention. So continue, Cerulli.
So it's not just, so it's not just, you know, I mean, they, to, to those that are subsidized by AIG, like Liberty Mutual or those that I just mentioned, Progressive, you can also become a member. Like Geico is a member of the AIG group, right? Now you would understand why Warren Buffett is as wealthy as he is. Unbeknownst to most people, those that don't really know how to do business or know about business or how American capitalism really works, Warren Buffett never really built himself. He was built by government capital, which is why his largest holding is Geico, which is a member of AIG Group.
Facts.
So say he goes and he's got huge budgets to market this shit to people. Say 15% by switching to Geico. Hell of a sales pitch, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is until you lose your house in the fucking Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Due to monsoons and hurricanes, or I don't know, like a recent hurricane in Louisiana.
Yeah. Now, I would like to say this, right? So I'm gonna roll this down here, right? Now, for y'all to don't understand about AIG, okay? AIG, I'm gonna show this right here. AIG was founded December 19th, 1919, 101 years ago in Shanghai, China. Cornelius Vander Stur. Cornelius Vander Stur. Okay. So revenue, we're talking about billions here,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
43.4 billion. I mean, they're losing money right now, right? Total assets is 586 billion. Total equity 66.36 billion. Number of employees 49,000.
I mean, if you there's a there's a misconception about communism and socialism,
Mm-hmm.
but AIG.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have the conservatives saying that we got to get rid of commies and all of that fucking bullshit, right? That stems from the McCarthy era, right?
Uh-huh. McCarthyism. Mm-hmm.
Now, if they really wanted, like, to be honest, if you really wanted to end the communist encroachment in America, you would actually get rid of AIG.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: they work so closely with communist China through China's largest insurance firm.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the People's Insurance Company of China.
Right.
Now, here's a crazy part. Here's a crazy part. If you read history, right? Okay, in 1919, he founded what was there known as the American as Asiatic underwriters, later American International Underwriters, in Shanghai, China, a global insurance and investment organization. He was forced to move his operation to New York in 1939 when Japan invaded China. Starr worked for the Office of Strategic Services during World War II and found himself
Did you
engaged.
just say the CIA?
We can't talk about them. The ghost, right? You know what I'm saying?
The
And
Great
found his
Boys. Oh
the
my
great
God.
boys. And he found himself engaged in such work as establishing the OSS Insurance Intelligence Unit
Ooh.
with William
Huh?
Wild Bill Devon
What?
in 1943 and served as this chief operative behind former U.S. Army Air Force officer Claire L. Chenault. Chenault is best known for coordinating the American Bankrolled American Volunteer Group, better known as the Flying Tigers, to
Huh?
bring the fight to the Japanese
Huh?
without a declaration of war
Hey, do
and
you know what the
return.
Flying Tigers are? They become like part of what we now know today is the triad.
Yeah.
It- yeah,
Facts.
yeah.
Facts.
So
There
hold
you
on.
go. There you go.
So
Okay.
journalissimo, right? And if you hear that mo behind it, and in return, journalissimo, Chiang Kai-shek, a dominance in China, star in the OSS, later backed Qing over communist leader Mao Zedong. You know what I'm saying?
Mao
So
Zedong.
you know what I'm saying? Now, after I'm gonna skip all of this, but after World War II, Starr hired OSS Captain Duncan Lee, a lawyer who became a long-term general counsel of AIG. AIG left China early 1949 as Mao led the advance of the Communist People Liberation on Shanghai, and Starr moved the company headquarters to its current home in New York. AIG, the world's largest insurance company, as of 2021 remains unchallenged in that respect.
Now, I want you to look at AIG's holdings, right? And what you'll notice, and why I keep bringing up West Virginia, is that for the state of West Virginia, and West Virginia is the only state in the entire fucking union whose insurance policies, from homeowners to fucking workers' compensation to life insurance, exclusively provides insurance for the citizens of West fucking Virginia, even business insurance. If you want to be an entrepreneur, right? You went and
See,
scraped up some funds, or maybe even took a loan and went to the specialty car dealership, right, to buy you a, say, limo or party bus.
now here's the
The
problem. I
insurance that
can't
you
see. The
get,
problem is I can't look it up because because of the IP. I can't look it up because it only gives me the Japan holdings. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, educated areas? What's going on?
I
Yeah,
mean,
bro. I'm from Baltimore,
it's,
fam. We
it's,
salute
it's,
Emerson
it's,
West Side, bro.
hey, salute to everyone. But
You know what I'm saying?
if you look at it, like what's happening with COVID, literally is an oncoming insurance bubble that is about to fucking pop. And that's why the government gave these companies open-ended checks. And really, they didn't just give those companies open-ended checks. The checks are actually issued via that one company, AIG, which is why you can go and get a vaccine shot. Don't even have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, if anybody wants to join the conversation, the link is posted on the chat. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta do this real quick. I'm from East Monument Street. Yo, I'm from Emerson Village, my nigga, but I went to Dunbar. I know about East Monument Street, bro. I was down there, man, down in Old Town Mall, getting them chicken gizzards, bro. All day, every day, Bmore. It's Baltimore, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Got another Baltimorean in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about no curfew. To do you, Baltimore, bitch. You know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead, Cyril. I'm sorry.
And yeah. And so, like, uh, this bubble that's about to pop, that's why you're seeing all of this, especially like it's some kind of mania going on with a lot of these politicians. Mind you, it was initially the Republicans that wanted the mandates.
Oh, you mean our Democratic spy Republican Joe Biden?
No, I'm
Oh.
saying Trump.
Oh, Trump.
Trump.
The spy Republican Democrat. Okay, good.
You remember when he came out on one of his rallies right after he got COVID, then he recovered, and then he went and
Yeah.
told his crowd like, "Hey, I want everyone to go and get a shot. I mean, I think it's pretty good." And motherfuckers started booing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Now, literally, the last year of this guy's presidency was all like an attempt for him to align the party completely. It was like bow down and kiss Palpatine's ring or be ousted.
Yeah.
And you know, you got the then the senior majority whip, right? Mitch the bitch McConnell. What are they all kind of Trump so great? I'll make sure they're all in line. Daddy Trump.
With with his I eat my own hell, dirty foot wife.
Yes.
Yes.
That passed the Asian hate bill, but we can't get nothing for black folk.
There we go.
There you go.
Hold on, wait a minute for that. Let me wait for that. I'm sorry, YouTube. Don't take my viewership away. Let me do this real quick. All right, cool. I did my minstrel dance. All right, go ahead, Cerulli.
But that's why you're seeing a lot of the stuff they're seeing.
Oh, my viewership just went back up. Okay,
It's going to be a bubble. If it pops, it's going to be the biggest bubble pop. Hell, even larger than the previous two bubble pops.
But
remember,
let me ask the question, Cyril. Let me ask this question, right? We just said that 20% of West Virginia's population, even though it's 93.5% white, even though that was coal mining town, even though we don't use coal at all, right? They're 65 and older, so they have pre-existing conditions, and then COVID affected a lot of people, especially males that's 55 and older, and they have a population, half of that population is female, right? If those males are dying, then they would have to migrate north and south. So are you saying that AIG and the people that surrounded it knew that this was going to happen 15 years ago, and this was a prelude, knowing that they insured China, knowing that this was going to happen, somehow could get rid of a lot of the people? They would have to pay a life pensions. Pensions. I know Chara's in the chat. She about to pop out of the clouds. Pensions too. And if you passed away, you won't have to pay a pension to those old unions, and then it keeps the bubble from popping. Is that correct?
I'll put it this way, right? I think I talked to you guys about the incoming massive Afghani refugee incursion that's about to happen, right?
Hold on, wait a minute. We're used to talking like this, and our mods and the people that typing in the chat, they can follow you. But for the people that are watching, we're gonna do a bookmark. We're moving to a different subject that has something to do with the other subject. So pay close attention. Get your notebooks out. It's Sunday morning service. Go ahead, Cerrone.
So remember, we just talked about incoming refugees. A little over 2 million Afghan refugees. Actually, I think it's like 3 million now. America's getting just a little over half. Canada's getting some. Some are going to the UK. Vast majority, matter of fact, something like 2/3, coming right here to America. Now, I know here in the Twin Cities, we're going to get a couple 100,000. Michigan's getting a few 100,000. But the bulk of that population, I mean, where do you think they're going to put them?
Okay, so I'm gonna bring this
What
up.
better place to put them than an empty state that they already prepared the way for 15 years ago when they were sinking the auto industry in West Virginia, which is where it really started. Remember the no ninja loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
That bubble pop had cars sitting on the lots. Bam. Okay, they injected capital, prevented a lot of these companies from going insolvent. As a result, they reduced the number of cars that they would, order from these companies like Toyota, Ford, et cetera, et cetera. Still didn't work. What they did was they targeted already well-to-do, right? The still well-to-do of West Virginia. Still weren't selling too many cars, right? And then bam, what happens in circa 2008? Housing bubble. All of these things are secured by insurance company. And just like I said before, well, West Virginia's AIG, or rather West Virginia, exclusively uses AIG for every single insurance policy that is provided to citizens that, whether they work, whether they play, whether they whatever the fuck, do business, including business insurance, fucking workers' compensation, auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance,
retirement,
medical insurance, retirement, and 401k, and unemployment insurance. All of those things in West Virginia for AIG.
So let me ask a question. If it's 20% of the population is 65 and over, then what year are baby boomers?
Well, you got to remember, baby boomers happened after World War II, so around circa 1945.
Until when?
To 64.
To 64.
Yeah,
so that's your 55 and over, right?
Yeah, you have to see it's two of them. The older baby boomers, if he was born in 45, let's say 53. My father was born in 53. That's his generation. And it stops at 55. And then it continues probably to like the end of 64. That's the young boomers. That's like BGS's age and shit like that.
So you're talking about You're talking about your late 50s over, right? Until like, your greatest generation are probably 80, right?
Yeah.
So what that means is if you get rid of them, especially if you have a baby shortage, your new taxpayers, then you have to balance the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Look, do
that
you know that most of the people that died as a result of, say, getting the shot have been all over the age of 65, which would have been retirement
Mm-hmm.
age?
Yeah, and 72. Even my dad's generation, damn near.
now,
Yeah, 70, 60. Yeah.
now hold on now. That was a mic drop moment. Hold on, let's see. Azula says, "How often does this stream happen?" We just came back, Azula. We just came back. That's why I said we back. Be more, bitch. Like we back. Like you know what I'm saying. This is. I know it's like what the hell? What the fuck? Once a week. Once a week. I don't know. I usually do it on Thursdays, but it depends on my schedule. I'm a busy man. I actually go outside and play with my friends. I don't sit in my house and order Five Guys or sit in my car. Like I actually have things to do. So once a week, once a week. But if y'all like, share, and subscribe, and YouTube changed the algorithm where if you have 500 subs, you can get a community tab, so I can let y'all know ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry, it's a shameless plug.
Yeah, there's a popular, a particularly popular insurance company on the East Coast that's headquartered in West Virginia. It's called Lexington Insurance Company.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's actually AIG, just by another name,
Subsidiary, right?
a subsidiary.
Mm.
Now,
Um,
under their umbrella, they have FSC Securities, which is those people that say invest in stock markets, right?
mm.
So that you can hold people accountable for insider trading in case you're an investor that loses everything.
Except for if you have a seat in the House of Representatives or Congress, but we're not going to talk about that. Continue, really.
Now, ask yourself, or maybe you could Google it.
Mm.
When did the policy to end coal mining get ratified?
I think that was during the Obama administration, was it? But I'm gonna check. I'm gonna
Was it
go.
ratified, not proposed?
I'm not proposed. So I'm gonna check that real quick. Let me run over this real quick because you was talking about the Afghans, right? So how many Afghans have been evacuated? The U.S. evacuated at least 65,000 Afghans, according to the numbers provided by the Pentagon. In the Department of Homeland Security, the White House has said is expecting to resettle up to 95,000 Afghans in the U.S., the majority of whom are expected to arrive at the end of September. The number could include other Afghans who are able to leave their country after the withdrawal was completed, either on a commercial flight or over a land border. Going once they're evacuated. Most will eventually make it to the U.S., but it will take weeks or months for them to arrive as they undergo security screenings. Numerous third countries in the Middle East, Europe, Africa, Latin America have agreed to at least temporarily house some Afghans while the complete the U.S. visa process and accommodating security vetting uh, through the exact nature of those agreements isn't yet clear. Some others will live permanently in third countries. Canada, for instance, announced it had agreed to take on 5,000 Afghans that the U.S. evacuated as part of a total of 20,000 total Afghans. It has said it will resettle, including those evacuated by Canada itself, by other countries. So Canada is close to Michigan. Remember, Michigan uh had that big what was it? They had that big thing, right? Like in Baltimore, where you can just buy like a block of houses for like $200-300, them dollar homes and stuff like that, right? Like in Baltimore. So you got them there. You got them, like Cerulean said, in the Midwest. They're taking some in Japan. They're taking them all over the place, right? And a lot of those people won't leave because they'll use some infusion into the economy by having the Afghan women's that were already subjugated and subverted for 20 years during the war and trained into the westernized civilization of their new matriarchal I'm sorry, patriarchal plutarchal daddies with the gynocracy.
Oh yeah,
You gotta use the gynocracy word, right? That triggers
so.
motherfuckers, right?
So back in, and this is such an interesting thing. Obama never put a ban on coal mining. He only froze coal mining because of an energy bill, right?
Okay, so you said when the what coal mining? He was asking coal mining
When it was
was
actually ratified that there was going to be a permanent coal ban, actually happened under Trump's administration, and in fact, when it was ratified, it was actually by his own judge selection, right? In other words, what I'm saying is that they want these people to die. They want this space to be empty. They want those values in West Virginia to be so fucking low. And of course, they're going to probably use some private contractor, if not the Army Corps of Engineers themselves, to revamp the land for a fucking incoming Afghan population. And you know who's about to get another capital injection for having done it? None other than AIG.
Mm-hmm. So
Like all of this shit is connected in a way that, look, you're watching literally misappropriation of funds. You're seeing people getting blamed for shit that they've never even done. Everybody's looking for a scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
They got these fucking political nuts like Marjorie Taylor Greene, talking about space aliens, invented the fucking
The
COVID.
small hat lasers.
Aliens released the are the ones that created the COVID vaccine, and it's an attempt to mark us like National Geographic animals, so it can make it easier for them to abduct us. I mean, she's saying some crazy shit right now, and it's all to it is all to take away, because the Republicans, they want mass immigration just as much as Democrats. Conservatives, they love immigration.
Whoa, wait a minute, Cerulean. Now, wait a minute. You're getting a little bit too ahead, man. You got it. Hold on. You got to park the DeLorean, get out the side, and get the roadmap, because you're going a little bit too ahead of the power curve here, right? Now, I got this before he jumps back in the DeLorean, right? Hold on one second. When we was talking about West Virginia, now the state that does coal mining, you have Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have West Virginia's number 2. Pennsylvania's
number three. Not surprised.
Illinois is actually number 4. Kentucky's number 5. Number 6 is Montana. Indiana's number 7. North Dakota is number 8. Texas is number 9. Alabama's number 10. Colorado's number 11. Utah's 12. Virginia's 13. New Mexico is 14. Ohio is 15. Arizona is 16. Mississippi is 17. Louisiana is 18. Maryland's 19. Alaska's 20, Oklahoma's 21, Missouri is 22,
Tennessee.
23 is Tennessee, 24 is Arkansas, and 25 is Kansas. But since we're talking about West Virginia, we talked about the numbers of people that were in West Virginia. 100, this is 2014
to
right?
2018. Mm-hmm.
Look at 2018. Look at the percentage change, minus 15%. Now look at Kentucky, minus 49%. Now, who gets the most federal welfare is Kentucky. And who is the leader, who was the majority leader of the Senate was Mitch McConnell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, think about it. Why do you think Joe Manchin, right, is becoming a trending name in mainstream media? Where do you think Joe Manchin is from? What state does he represent?
Tell the people that since they don't know.
He represents West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And the plot thickens.
It thickens.
It thickens. Hold on, wait a minute for a second. We got some hold on, I gotta we got 15 likes on the stream. I like to appreciate y'all, and for all of y'all that I appreciate.
Turner. 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 Turner.
Appreciate you. There's no link for you to hit, but let's go with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no battery. There's no anger up here. I'm sorry. There's no Cash App in Japan. I'll get my PayPal ready. But I will keep my promise. Once I get my community tab, if you want to support the channel, I'll drop that out there. You know what I mean? So it'll be happening. But for right now, just hit the like, the share, the subscribe, and the bell notification on all. Go ahead, Cerulli.
Yeah, see, so whenever you heard that slogan, that is really just a relic from the Reagan administration, "Make America Great Again," ran on that, right? That was a part of Trump's kind of promise, right? His campaign promise to use federal funds to re-inject in these failing majority white enclaves, right? To create this literally like an Alfred type plan to reestablish a white middle class in failing cities.
Wow.
If you look at what Joe Biden's doing, and that's why I don't get for the life of me why so-called conservatives hate the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is literally carrying out a Trump-esque plan.
Yeah. He's one of the last blue dog conservatives y'all have in America. That's it.
Instead of using
neoconservative, right?
Yeah. One of the last. Yeah. Because after that, there ain't gonna be no more. So
Why do you think he's talking about infrastructure?
But don't most conservatives talk about infrastructure, right? You got Teddy Roosevelt, you got Theodore Roosevelt,
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower.
You can go further than that. It's a lot. Andrew
Matter
Jackson.
of fact, two of the presidents in history. One was one of the worst, and he was followed by one of the best. Okay, Hoover. He is the guy that creates the whole infrastructure. Matter of fact, where he got it from was Woodrow Wilson. Remember, Woodrow Wilson used the federal government, confiscates the railroads, invests billions of dollars into making all of the trains, all of the railways, all of the box cars, down to those shipping containers that are put on the trains. All uniform. That was all done by the government.
So he basically put the Pinkertons out of business,
right?
And because of him, the B&O Railroad, the Baltimore Ohio Railroad, Bmore bitch.
No, he couldn't do it to an effective degree. He said, "Oh, man, this government spending is getting out of hand." Him confiscating those railroads had literally broken the government down to its square root, to the point to where they had no choice but to pass the Federal Reserve Act of 1913.
Ooh, say it again for the retarded people in the back with the helmets on and the cowboy boots.
And that is what created. That's literally what created such a level of poverty, where he used government money to put people back to work, but in exchange, it ran the government ran the country nearly aground as far as having money to operate or enforce policy. The railroad thing, that was our early, kind of the completion of Belt and Road for America. Started in Lincoln's era, ends in Woodrow Wilson's era, runs the country aground. The country is revitalized by this policy called the Federal Reserve Act that allowed the government, when it was still in government hands, to print money without any oversight. But here's the problem. By the time we get to Hoover, which is why I say that we talk about infrastructure, starts with Hoover. Hoover wants to outdo what Woodrow Wilson did, right? He wanted to extend it beyond just railways. He wanted to extend all of that to military, right?
Energy,
Hoover
Dam,
right?
Yeah, Hoover Dam. Mm-hmm.
Even education, specifically your colleges and universities.
Hold on, wait a minute. That's a mic drop moment. That's a mic drop moment. Like, listen, man.
The problem is that his plan was too vast in scope that it did the same thing that Woodrow Wilson's plan did, and it ran the country aground. In fact, it ran the country into what we now know today as the Great Depression.
Cerulli, stop right there, man. Stop right there. Skynet is watching. All right, go ahead, continue. We don't care.
Now, when you're printing money out of control that way to pay for major infrastructure bills, like this guy Hoover literally made the first attempt to create a white middle class, and it failed. That's why he was using part of his infrastructure bill to do what? Renovate and refurbish and all of these fucking schools, these universities that had been built, but were going into dilapidation. He fucking puts billions of dollars in government money to restore it.
Yeah.
They never had to pay it back. And that's why over at Stanford University, one of the top non-Ivy League schools in the country, has named their think tank after that motherfucker. Okay? But he ran the country aground, ran it even lower than Woodrow Wilson ever could into into what we call the Great Depression. And then along comes FDR, right? Now, if you want to talk about classical liberalism, but yet still a conservative liberal, you're talking about FDR. So the funds should be used for the benefit of the people. In this time of need, there should be a chicken in every pot.
Now, during this Great Depression, wasn't there, wasn't this happen where alcohol?
Prohibition, yeah.
It's prohibition, yeah. Well, why do you think a prohibition happened? Really? Like, do you think it was really for a moralistic reason? Or do you think it was an exercise in a false attempt at hypercapitalism to constrict the availability of alcohol, which causes what? The increase in the cost of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
As banks are going insolvent. And not even the prohibition had the ability or have the effect on recouping all of the damn money that was spent in Hoover's infrastructure plan. Even with the prohibition, it sunk the economy. Now,
Jesus.
mind you, fast forward through FDR. FDR, he has the brightest idea. Instead of continuing to put money into the corporations, we should put money into the hands of the people. Well, white people. The reason
Yeah.
why the economy is going the way that it's going is because we use the corporation, and they thought that we pay the corporation all this money, it would allow them to hire more people, and more people meant higher level of productivity, which creates excess, or what they call a surplus in the states, right?
Mm.
FDR said, no, we're working backwards. We need to put the money in the hands of the people, so that way the people can stimulate the economy and make their choices on who they, basically patronize.
Ooh.
Oof.
Free market.
Free market capital.
Free market capital. That's why I say people think that free market capitalism is a conservative idea. No, it is a very liberal idea.
There you go.
So now, what I mean, and I'm gonna bring it back a little bit.
Now, but see, here's the thing.
What?
Why didn't FDR's New Deal really work? Well, because America was faced with going into a war in Europe.
Well, wait a minute, Cerulean. Wait a minute, right? Now, what year was this?
Well, let's look at FDR, right? Well, matter of fact, we have to go all the way back to Hoover, right?
Well, no. Just stay at FDR, right? Because the reason why I'm asking what year with this is because
1935 to be exact for FDR's New Deal.
1935. So if it's 1935, FDR's New Deal, we're going into a new war, which is World War II. But we had the founder of AIG sitting in China with the OSS.
Yeah.
So that means the U.S. knew that the Japanese were going to bomb Pearl Harbor.
Well, not only that, right? Why would they try to get or acquire AIG to begin with? See, you must know what they were really doing was they actually helped the Imperial Japs invade China.
Hold on, wait a minute, Cerulean. Wait a minute, Cerulean. Hold on. All right, go ahead, man.
Problem is that those guys couldn't conscript the Imperial Japs.
Of course not.
To help them fight the fucking war in Europe. So they thought, hey, if we acquire AIG and we sink the company, well, we, by virtue of just domino effect, right? Mm-hmm. Chinese can't provide insurance to, say, auto manufacturers, aerospace engineers or engineering firms. As a matter of fact, they would need outside capital injection.
Ooh. So I have just listening to this, right? And the reason why I wanted to bring it back, because, like we're saying, we're talking, but these subject matters as we go through these chapters or these points of conversation, they all link back.
Why do you think they call it like in China? Why do you think they call it the 100 years of shame?
Mm-hmm.
Right? See, because before the rise of Imperial Japan, right? America's so-called biggest enemy was the so-called commies, and the king of all commies in their mind was Mao Zedong. But see, during the time that Japan actually invades China, they're not the superpower that they actually become as a result of their invasion of China.
Mm. Cerulean, it boggles the mind, right? Because we're having this long conversation. We've been talking for about an hour and about 10 minutes. Now, I like to say this, right? This is an estrogen-free zone. And we're in all of this conversation. Is it the black woman's fault? Is it the black man's fault? Like you're listening to dereliction across the board.
You know, in a way, what America did was basically make of Japan. Like America is responsible for the rise of Imperial Japan.
Whoa, wait a
The
minute.
same
Hold
way,
on.
the
Wait,
same way in which it was responsible for the rise of the Taliban and the Islamic State.
Yeah.
Hold on. You can't say that out here in these streets. Even though they
Not
got a full,
America. Not a full America.
even though they got a full game called Metal Gear Solid, go check that out.
Facts.
But go ahead. Go ahead, y'all.
So
Go
see,
ahead.
what America was not expecting, and neither was its European allies that it still had. What it wasn't expecting was for China to grow so rapidly into the imperialist power that it became. And it was all off the back of Chinese slave labor.
Oh, the TPP.
Well, actually, the TPP is actually what really organized Asia into the manufacturing machine that it is. But that all happens actually after the end of the imperial Japanese.
And it was confirmed after the breakdown of Russia with Gorbachev doing that deal with Clinton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Clinton, because if you really look at, say, for instance, NAFTA,
Yeah.
TPP actually precedes NAFTA. TPP, what was happening is that you had the industrialist bloc still strong here in America. You said auto manufacturing here, cars made in America, T-shirts made in America, baseballs, bats, sports equipment, fucking tires, all still made here in America. Metal foundries still in operation. Well, that is until the late '90s, right? The last major manufacturing plant for steel, was in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, right? Then we're going to move forward. We're going to jump in the time machine. Can we jump in the time machine, Cerulean?
Yeah.
So we're going to jump in the time machine, and we're going to jump in the time machine during Reconstruction or after the Korean War. We're going to go in the time machine, and we're going to jump to the Great Southern Migration. Can we do that?
Sure.
So since Cerulean's talking and he's mentioning the steel manufacturers, I'm from the place of Baltimore, of crabs and Domino sugar, but I'm also the place of Bethlehem steel because most of my family migrated from South Carolina up until to Baltimore, where they were offering jobs to war veterans, Air Force, Army, didn't matter, Korean War, World War II, to work in Bethlehem steel. And then you have Philadelphia.
I mean, you gotta look at the period of time that the Great Migration has actually happened.
Right? Hold on, Cerulean. Peace to the brother Jay Sean. If you got some time,
in the building,
man, you need to come up here, bro.
Peace
if you
to
have
Jay
some time.
Sean.
I know it's Germany. I know you enjoying yourself. Shout out to Oktoberfest. I'm about to go down this week and partake into some German beer. Shout out to the Third Reich from the Fourth Reich Brethren. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting with the Great Migration, because if you look at the period of time, it like coincides with all of these things that we just talked about, right? Let's just take 1915, right? The preamble. So I think the Great Migration begins around 1916, right? you still have black folks sharecropping all the way from 1916 all the way clear through your 30s, leading up to your FDR's New Deal.
Yeah.
Back to Jim Crow laws, of course. Right? Now, this is just 3 years after the Federal Reserve Act is passed, 1913. And you have an America that is seemingly unified in the fact that it's literally about to go into the First World War. Right? Now, you get the 1916, you're already amidst the World War One.
Mm-hmm.
World War One ends 1919.
Mm-hmm.
Black American soldiers are returning, not entitled to any of the benefits that white soldiers are, that white returning veterans are, of which they have aspirations to basically go back into doing what they had done before they were drafted to service, which is agriculture.
Agriculture and logistics and manufacturing.
And instead, they were returning back to sharecropping.
Hold
And
on,
in
wait a
fact,
minute. Hold
yeah,
on,
in fact,
Cerulean. I'd like to say this. I'd like to say this. There's a brother that's on Fox Sports. His name is Shannon Sharp, NFL Hall of Famer. His brother is
Sterling.
Sterling Sharp, right? He hurt his hip. But Shannon Sharp said this one thing. Him, think about it, this man is 50 years old. His brother's older than him. And think about it. He was still sharecropping up until he went to college.
Facts.
And
Yeah,
he
I remember him
said,
saying that.
they call it sharecropping, but what are we sharing? Go ahead, Cerulean.
yeah, so they're coming back to sharecropping because they don't have access to, say, VA loans. They're not even able to partake in the government bond system, right? Because that instead of having some kind of benefits before they, reorganize like military benefit packages where they offer like Montgomery GI Bill, VA home loans, or really even a VA program. What they do is part of you leaving the military, or really while you're in, you get access to government bonds that mature over time, and you can even cash them in old age. And the idea is they mature by the time that you're in your 60s, and you can use those matured bonds to cash them in, and bam, you can live a retired middle, or even in some cases upper middle class lifestyle.
So what you're saying, Cerulean, is that in spite of it all, right, the black male was still seeing himself as American, even through the spite of all of that, for their seat at the table. But when did a black Americans not see themselves as American? Can we jump in the time machine and can we move past the civil rights bill?
Okay, do you know really when all of this shit started? When niggas started becoming like these fucking super coons? It actually wasn't that long ago. As a matter of fact, happened in our generation, especially if you are a '80s baby.
You know what? I'm 81, but I don't want to take responsibility for that. I want to blame the NAACP and the Black Caucus. Before we go forward, brother Jay Sean, what is going on? Can we give the brother his preamble? Can we give him the spotlight so he can talk? What's going on, brother Jay Sean, live from Germany? What's going on, brother?
What's going on, family? Can you hear me?
What's- Hey, I got a question for
Salute,
you.
salute.
Salute, brothers.
I got a question for you, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Is there any dirty foots in the country you're in?
Fuck no.
Okay, all right, continue.
Hell no. I'm in a rich country.
Okay,
and they
okay,
practice hypergamy heavy over here.
okay.
Your American dollar don't mean shit over here.
That euro is strong.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, thanks for the introduction. Thanks for the shout out, Dre.
Hey
Salute to
man.
Cerulean. Is that Renaissance?
No, that's Sarah Obadiah, man. This brother's
Oh, what's up,
doing
sir?
great work.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through last night, sir. I saw you in the chat, man. You holding it down. Appreciate you, bro.
Mike V and Wacky Work, man. Them brothers been holding it down, man. The Black Brain Trust salute, man.
No doubt.
What's going on, Jay
And
Sean?
yeah, what last night was look, last week them niggas came for me in chat rooms. So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna give them war. So last night was just the beginning. All right. No, I held back a lot last night because I'm holding my powder. I got a lot of shit to say to these niggas.
Oh, that was holding
So
back, my nigga.
oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I've been studying them. I know the points that they talk about, and I'm going to destroy all of them.
Hold on,
I'm
wait
gonna
a
rap.
wait a minute, Sean. I don't think you saw Cerulean giving some work to SKC, man.
On my channel.
Good.
On my channel.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
On my channel. Hold on.
And I need to
Hold on.
I need
I
to
might
watch
pull
that
it.
later.
I'm gonna pull it up. I'll pull it up. Hold on.
I need as much
Hold on.
inspiration as possible. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
come for me,
look,
man.
hey Jay, man. I mean, I did get him to finally admit his dark underlying secrets and aspirations of wanting to. Well, basically, what he said was he would fuck a goat if it could have his kids.
Mhm. You know what I realized in not listening to these dudes is that we're organized now, and and all this dumb shit. So they want to fan out and they want to basically take over this space. You know what I mean? And by trolling and creating false arguments and shit like that. So what's going to happen now is not that they're all collectivized in one little area. We're going to fucking body them all at the same time. The fact that they don't respect other black men is a problem for me. It's a huge problem for me. All right. It's one thing to have your opinion. I have my opinion. I'm sure there's a lot of things me and Sir Obadiah don't agree on, but I will respect his opinion. You know what I mean? These niggas have no respect. They do
Well,
nothing, Negroes who never done anything. They have no fucking skin in the game. Most of the motherfuckers will have no icons. You don't even know if they're black. This shit is very irresponsible, by the way. You know that niggas allowing this shit to happen in this space. You don't even know who these people are, and you allow them to disrespect other people that you do know. So we're gonna give them. They want the smoke. I want the smoke. So last night was a start. Because I know they're gonna come for me. They were talking about clip now, start clipping now. So they're gonna be running my voice and trying to misconstrue what I gotta say. And it's gonna be an ongoing thing. This is gonna go on all winter. All right, this is gonna go on all winter. But it's okay. I want the smoke.
yeah,
big
yeah,
business.
he said, but he now, Sean, right? So are you saying that we are at war right now?
I would hate to say that because to say we at war means we got a fucking an enemy that's worthy. These are bitch niggas of the highest order.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
this is more like a Mogadishu conflict. Okay.
This is to steal from my young brothers, the Migos. This is a little bit of straightening. This ain't nothing but some straightening.
Okay.
That happens, and then when I first met him on the panel,
Joe W, bro.
Salute to Joe W.
Salute to Joe W.
I wish I was in the States, Joe, because I want some of the he be putting some real good looking shit on Instagram.
Man, he got
Salute to Joe.
horses, man. He got
Yeah.
horses, nigga. Like, see, this is when me and Jay Sean have a contention, right?
Mhm.
See, you can't pay $250,000 for a house if you next to motherfuckers and have horses.
Wow.
there you go.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. If you got
I'm gonna leave it alone, Dre. I'm gonna leave it alone, Dre.
I know.
I'm gonna leave it
Go
alone.
ahead, cook, bro. Go ahead. Cook.
Yeah, I
Come
saw
on,
that.
man.
Mhm.
Hey, listen,
He calls
listen,
himself
Sean.
but David
Hey,
Johnson
Sean.
the asshole.
Can y'all welcome me to the 40 club, my nigga? You know that petty is
Oh, happy
different.
birthday. Happy born day, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Happy born
saying?
day, man.
Listen, nigga,
It was
I'm in the
last
40
month.
club. I'm in the
Yeah,
40
man.
club, my
Yeah,
nigga. Libra
but
season is
What
almost
is
over.
it? What is it
Frank,
based off,
let's talk about
Cerulean?
things, right?
What is it based
You know
off,
the scientific
Cerulean?
name
What
of
is your loyalty based on, Cerulean?
those emotions coming forward, flowing forward. Let's be
I'm just
professionals
waiting
here.
for you to answer the question. You kept going to animals
I
and
am,
all
I
this
am
other
answering
stuff
the
and
question.
and the ad
If you're not,
hominems. I'm
if
just
you're not,
saying
if you're not
you said
satisfied with
it
the way
meant
that
and
I'm answering the question,
you
right?
said that it meant a great deal. I'm asking you, what is that great deal based off of?
It's based off of facts. It's
Before
based off
y'all
of history.
continue,
Oh no, wait, no,
It's based off of
He don't
reality.
need no help.
No,
He don't need no help.
hold up,
He don't need
calm
no
down,
help.
calm
He's
down,
Cerulean the Great.
No,
Remember, everybody
Yo,
needs to bow before him.
yo,
People
SKC,
consider him to be a father, right?
yo, SKC, calm down, bro. I was about to ask a question.
I mean, the
Right?
whole time
I
I'm
want to know.
driving
Go
with
ahead.
it.
Let him answer.
Why does he need time? Or
No,
does he need
I'm
extra
about-
time to answer? Does he need his
Don't
boys
calm
to jump
down.
in?
Don't.
Does he need a
Let me-
line right
let me
now?
talk-
Or
let me
could you
talk-
just
let me
be
talk-
quiet for just a second and
SKC,
let me continue
listen,
this
bro.
charge? I
SKC,
understand.
stop,
I understand.
stop.
This is
Calm
how it
down.
goes. This is
SKC,
how it
calm
goes
down.
when you
Calm
deal
down.
with somebody
It's gonna be
like
okay.
this, and then
It's
he
gonna be
can't
okay.
fire
Listen,
back.
no,
SKC,
hey,
calm down. Hold on,
And then,
man. Hold
sir,
on. Don't,
Obadiah,
nobody
can
say
you
that.
pause
Listen,
it right there?
I told you,
I had a
like,
Hold on.
Can you,
Okay.
can you
I had a
Okay.
question.
Hold on.
pause it right there, right there. Now, if you listen to that, right, you're probably thinking, "Damn, this nigga Dre's a genius." But no, I'm not. I got that from the brother Jay Sean when he was talking to MOT, when he was on brother Teapot's channel when they were debating.
Oh, when that nigga damn near had an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so shout out to the brother Jay Sean for giving me the blueprint on how to deal with coons. No, hold
Well,
on.
the thing is that he doesn't even understand. I'm driving him, but I'm telling him the truth. Like
Yeah,
that's why I say, even when I'm lying, I'm telling the truth.
but see, here's the thing, right? Brother Jay Sean showed me like how to deal with that, and then I start studying Tucker Carlson. So I'm in my Tucker Carlson bag right now, right?
Mhm.
So so shout out to the brother Jay Sean is up here. We don't like to take credit for anybody when they give work and they show us the way of doing things. And shout out to Cerulean, and I gotta tell everybody thank you for the likes.
Turner! 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 Turner!
Okay, so
You know what's funny is that motherfucker still uses that joke, and he don't even know the fucking story behind it. He don't even know the story behind that joke, which is so fucking funny to me.
You know, now actually the story behind the joke is with is to thank Game of Thrones and Silly got smacked up, but I'm not going to do that because that would actually say that we promote the domestic violence of women. So I found Tory and let him
Look, I'm gonna
smack
tell
up the
you this.
dude.
That joke, I'm gonna tell you, that joke was so funny that women, domestic violence victims, was laughing at that shit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? This is funny. But we don't promote domestic violence. So I made sure it was two men challenging each other to a duel, right? But Sean, my brother, you still got the floor, my man. I don't want to take your thunder and stuff, man. Brooklyn's in
Oh
the
no, I
house.
came up. You told me to come up, man.
Yeah, man.
It's
Like,
a
yo,
sure
we
thing.
want to hear the synopsis of what's going down, my nigga. Like, go ahead. You got the
Man.
floor.
Hey, look, man. They pulled me out because look, you can't disrespect men who are actually doing the work. You know what I mean? Like, I put my money where my mouth is. You know, I'm doing more work in America outside the country. These niggas doing inside the country. Right now, I'm talking about economic, activity and or just helping one young man. It's still more than what these niggas are doing. And it's like, how do you disrespect that? It was very telling what happened in the chat room on Mr. Palmer's channel earlier this week. So if this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna disrespect people who actually do shit, and then those who don't do anything get to have the mic. I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that because I don't know when we started disrespecting work. I thought we always respected hard work, no matter what. You know, I don't have to like nobody on this panel, but if you a hard working man and you know what I mean, I got to give you your props. You know what I mean? If you're doing something great and you really putting your mouth where your money where your mouth is, I got to give you props. It's people who talk and don't do nothing is the ones you're not supposed to give props to. So this shit is upside down. You got do nothing niggas calling themselves conservative and nobody in the fucking GOP know them.
But hold on, Jay. Hold real quick, Jay. It's interesting that you say do nothing niggas that call themselves conservatives. I would actually stand the reason that conservatives are inherently do nothing niggas.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Didn't Senator Byrd call them white niggas?
No, Sean. We have a new term for it. We call them trims.
Hold on.
Trims.
See, it's so funny that this ties into the conversation that we were having earlier, right? Because last time I checked, West Virginia, is it a red or a blue state?
Red.
That's purple. Yeah.
It's
And
purple
yet-
now, but you know, yeah.
And yet, you look at the condition of it.
Yeah, you talk about West Virginia. West Virginia is fucked up. That's a red
Yeah.
state.
Yeah, West Virginia.
Yeah.
He talking about West Virginia. Yeah.
White.
Yeah. Because West Virginia, West Virginia.
97% white.
It's not just that. Hold up. So when you ain't got to stop there. Let's count them. Let's count the ways. Get your fingers out. You're gonna need more than two hands though. You got Mississippi, Kansas, Alabama, Oklahoma, Nebraska, all shitholes. Where else? Rural parts of Indiana,
Rural parts of Tennessee too. Yeah.
Tennessee. All of it. It's fucking. It's World War Z. It's Z Nation.
Now, didn't we just check like the top 25 states that were coal mining?
You know, it's funny that they say that. Like, look, man, there was a joke from the movie Ozarks, right? Still one of the funniest fucking jokes in my opinion. And the joke goes something like this: what did Jesus, right? Jesus Christ. What did Jesus Christ say to the rednecks? Don't do nothing till I get back.
Hey man,
That's a dad joke.
Listen, man. Listen. Hey, we Kaiser Permanente, bitch. Like
I remember, look, it goes all the way back. I remember asking Obsidian one time, like, what makes you think that you be, claiming to be a fucking conservative Republican and a Negro to boot, right? What has that constituency done for you? Say, well, I'm not asking for anything. Obviously, you are.
You know what's crazy? Last night in the chat room, little big lie I call him. He's talking about move to red states, no tax, et cetera, et cetera. So my question is, why the fuck was you in the red state in the first place? You know, most of these motherfuckers live in blue states or blue counties, and talking about how it's so much better with the Republicans. The issue I have is not even that you want to move to those places for whatever reason. My thing is, how are you going to have any power when you get there? What organizing power do you have when you move there? If you move to fucking Oklahoma right now, what do you matter to the political establishment? You just a nigga walking around hoping they don't set it on you, hoping they don't start no shit with you. That's what you're going to be.
Well, that's why we call them trims, Jason.
Yeah.
And TRIM stands for Transracial Identified Men.
Identified men. That's right.
Now, if you want to do a mass migration, I'm with that. I say move your ass from California or other states where you have no political power. Move your ass back to South Carolina, Georgia, where your people are, or increase the numbers in places where they're needed, like in Minnesota and cities like that, or in places like Arizona. I told y'all about Maricopa County when I had the argument with BGS. No one wanted to listen. Now look what happened in the last election, and now that state is now purple, all because of one fucking county. But guess who's out there? I got four houses out there. My mother's out there. My stepfather's sister's out there with her house and her husband. My sister is out there. My two stepbrothers is out there.
Yeah, I was looking at some empty plots out there in Arizona.
Yeah, no. and I own land out in East Arizona. Let me say this real quick, Dre. This is important.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
And the reason why this is happening is because of economic activity. There's new economic activity in that area, and that's what swelled up the change of demographics, and now it's changing the electric. And that's why they're moving so hard to pass these fucking laws. Same thing is happening in Texas. You got people from the West Coast moving into Texas, so now they're just trying to grab power and maintain power from minority status, which is very undemocratic, by the way. To be the minority and have more power than everybody else. That's very undemocratic. And you already have it built in to the American society. So this is for those who don't understand their own fucking country. You have 2 senators in the Senate from each state. There's already an imbalance in power because you have 2 senators from North Dakota who represent nobody and 2 senators who represent California who represent everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you have this imbalance already built in where you're going to have a washed white culture that holds more seats in the Senate than they fucking actually represent in the population.
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
Similar to old Joe Manchin in West Virginia.
Right. Exactly. Great point. And he's in the Democratic Party. So when I say organize your men and do what we call in the bike world, we call a poker run. You commandeer the black female vote, and then you. So my plan was in 2020. I said, look, you vote down ballot for Democrats because you want to offset Trump's power. You want to neutralize. You want to turn him into a lame duck so you can do business. You want to show your value. So you vote down ballot. You vote all these Republicans out, but you vacate the top of the ticket. I can't vote for Joe Biden. I can't vote for Kamala, and I can't vote for Trump. But if he wins the White House, so be it. But at least he'll be a lame fucking duck, and he's going to need help in 2022. This is business. All right. So what do you want something as black men? You need us to come out in 2022. We need this. And you could have got that from the GOP. You could have got some concessions. This is horse trading. It's not dick sucking. It's not ass kissing. It's not fucking tying up your shirt with your belly button out and with your pom poms. Come on, go Trump. That's not politics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait a minute,
DJ
Sean.
Trump, he can. I mean,
wait a minute, Sean. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shots fired. You know what I'm saying? Shots fired. You know what I'm saying? Pew, pew. You know what I'm saying? Look, oh man. You know what I'm saying? You know what, Sean? While we sitting up here, so see Sean's cooking, Cerulean's cooking. We just sitting here. I'm gonna have a PSA announcement real quick. The views of Jay Sean and the views of Cerulean Gray are the views of my motherfucking channel. You know what I'm saying? And I stand by and I support everything that they fucking say.
I stand on it.
I stand on my motherfucking disrespect. Baltimore, bitch. Let's get it.
And you know what, Cerulean, and I'm glad you coming back off your throne, because this is a necessary fight. You know, the country is in a real bad spot. You know, politically. I'm talking about. I'm not even thinking about black people right now. For the last 3 months, I've been just watching how white people been treating white people in these board meetings in the streets. You know what I mean? I'm watching videos, and I'm like, the indifference, the inability to deal with facts, not wanting to hear anything. It's a very dangerous place that we're in right now. So when I see black men come along and doing this dick hugging and just following along other people without doing their own fucking homework or even having their own mind, it's very dangerous, because the country is actually in threat of balkanizing. You got people who don't want to accept the election. They don't care what the evidence is. They don't care if the evidence comes from a Republican. As soon as the Republican gives them evidence, they like, oh, you're a commie, and they get him out of there.
Oh, you're a commie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what's going to happen now? And he's a traitor and all kind of shit. And they threaten these people with violence. They're showing up to their homes. They're showing up to some lily white woman's house in the middle of the night. Some lady is sitting on a board meeting in Florida and brandishing weapons and shit.
Yeah, this is the white implosion. Like, that's how important. Like, when every time I go from a period of policy, literally every issue in America always has to be addressed from 2 primary aspects of that: policy and economy. These motherfuckers look. West Virginia, prime example. How do you radicalize a bunch of fucking crazy crackers?
Yo, hold on 1 second before we go into that. We got somebody that came up on the panel, that MF Wolf. Yo, how you doing? Welcome to the panel. How you doing? Go ahead and
I'm
introduce
doing
yourself.
good, brother. How you? I'm sorry if I'm interrupting. Don't mean to. I figured I'd just
No, no,
drop
no.
in and just say hello to a couple of to my big brothers, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go
Cerulean,
ahead,
how you
man.
been, man?
Do your thing.
How you doing, Cerulean?
Greetings.
You remember me?
BGS panels.
Yes. The one who always
Indeed.
kept fucking up every once in a while. That's a
Yes.
joke. How you been, big brother? Good to see you. Jay Sean, how you been, fam? How's everything in
Good, brother,
Deutschland?
man. Everything's good. How you
Everything
doing
right?
up top?
We good, all right. You know,
Is
shut
it
down,
cold up
been
there yet?
shut
Cause
down.
it's cold now.
It's
It's
get.
getting cold
Oh
here.
no, winter's coming soon. It's getting dark already. The
I
darkness
know, right?
is already upon us, but the cold will be coming
And
soon. I
did
mean,
you
so
see
the
that
snow will be
moon this
coming soon,
weekend?
but it's getting cool. I didn't
Did you
see
see
the
that
moon,
moon
but
this
we've
weekend?
been. No, I
Feel like
haven't,
you
but
can
we've
touch
been
that
doing some
shit, boy.
shit. No,
Yeah.
fam, we've been doing some shit recently over here.
Like what?
Wednesday there was like Wednesday there was like a bit of a shooting spree that took place up in a city called
Wow.
Kongsberg, about 40 miles southwest of Oslo. Dude was like going on shit, attacking people with bows and arrows and shit.
Bows and
He's been
arrows.
Oh,
apprehended. Yeah, a dude, some dude claiming he was radicalized.
Hey,
hey,
that's
can I
If
cut?
you want,
But why?
I'll leave you a link in the back chat. I'll give
Yeah,
you a
do
link
that.
in the
Can I,
back
Yeah.
chat.
Go ahead.
hey,
Yeah, leave that. Leave
hey,
that.
hey,
Leave
Wolf.
that.
Let me cut you off real quick. I just want to inform the
Oh, go
brothers on
ahead, man.
something, because brothers only care about what's happening in their neck of the woods or what's happening in Black YouTube.
Mhm.
There's massive protests in Europe right now for various
oh yeah.
reasons. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. This MAGA shit that we seeing is not really just isolated to America. There's a rise in white nationalism around the world. You know what I mean? Europe, East Europe, Australia. So there's a lot of, and then because of that, you're gonna have a lot of splinter,
Oh yeah. Especially
Is
in
that
activism
name
like
on
spreading
the
out.
panel? What's going on, man?
Who this?
Oh, it's Sir
Sir,
from
hey,
Charles.
sir, what's good?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm
Hey,
doing good, man.
Oda, I keep getting your other name. Oda Bayu, is it? Oda Baya? How do you pronounce it?
It's Obadiah. Yeah.
Obadiah. Hey, how you been, brother?
Good, man.
You said every
Dre,
way you could say it wrong.
hey, it's cool to say hello to everybody. No,
That's what's
Neymar is
up,
the
man.
first name that everybody remembers me by. So, you know,
Yeah.
BJ's panels and shit.
Yeah, and
So, yeah.
Charles too. I see you over at Charles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say
Anyway.
Twin Wolf Icon.
Yeah. It's a yin and yang with the wolves that are represented in Native American spirituality. They talk about the two wolves in life. Yeah. So hang on.
So Norwegian. You know, it's funny. I remember back in the day, as a young sailor, I always used to think Norwegian was synonymous with gay.
I thought that was Swedish, but okay, fair enough. But then again, I don't blame. I ain't mad at that. You know, we all have our misconceptions. You know.
He said, "I always thought that was Swedish." It was like, I'm pretty sure that's what the other Norwegian said. You know, but no, that's such a funny story because you know that sounds like a move that I would do, like, you know, assassinate somebody with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I
man,
left the back chat in the back so you guys can understand this shit. You know.
Yeah. I pulled
That's
it.
just fucking
And he was a
hilarious,
Danish
by the way.
national, so this is in the city of the city of Kongsberg. Happened on Wednesday night. So when I was talking with Charles on his hangout, I saw this came up on my feed, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, man. Like, look, like in Japan, bro, they done outlawed crossbows, bro.
I'm not
You gotta get a
surprised.
permit. You gotta get a permit. Japanese.
They have strict gun law restrictions. They got strict gun laws over there as well.
Yeah, like they because a lot of kids, a lot of male children were tripping because their parents was like on that whole goddamn Stockholm syndrome with going to school and they've been flipping out and they've been killing their parents with crossbows. Yeah, it's a thing, bro. It's a
Yeah,
thing.
but that's interesting.
Dre,
Though, like, you said it was
I
a
will say,
Danish.
he
Said it
said
was
he
a
claimed to be
guy?
Danish. Danish national. Apparently, he's the son of a Norwegian father, Danish mother, Norwegian father, but he is Danish primarily. Although the strange thing is, was it since last year here in Norway, and also about a few years back in Denmark, they've recognized dual citizenship. And this man is obviously has a history of some mental health issues, and allegedly is a Muslim, although he was known to security agencies due to posts he put out in 2017. So they're holding him down for psychiatric evaluation before they arraign him.
Well, I mean, that goes into what Jay Sean was talking about. I remember reading something about a reemergence of like white nationalism in Denmark.
Yeah, that's been going on for quite some time, not just in Denmark, but you're seeing this also in other parts of Europe, especially as far back as like 2014, 2015, because you might remember 2015, you had the huge migrant crisis.
Yep. So, yeah. Hey, Name, I'm asking you a question because I was watching a documentary up in your neck of the woods, and saw what the politicians on the left and the right was trying to get rid of those immigrants. Are you dealing with any bullshit since you've been there, man? Anybody really come up to you talking crazy?
No, not really. Considering that was almost 4 years ago, I got my citizenship, so ain't nobody fucking with me. But what they're doing with, especially in the case of people who are asylum seekers, they extended the waiting period for them to get their residency from 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And that was part of an agreement that was made by the previous government in order to get the budget passed. They needed the support of a certain party who are known for the anti-immigration stance. But I'm pretty sure they're going to probably turn that around now, because the new government that just came in is left-leaning. It's a left-leaning coalition. The same party that and the party that leads that coalition is the same party that NATO's general secretary was once the head of, and was when he was prime minister.
Right.
You know,
in the UK, a man stabbed a Tory. There's a couple of them. I put a second one as well.
Oh, okay.
Put a second one as well. Let me pull that up.
Reading the other one, and I find it interesting that they just refer to this guy as Danish and not, say a Danish neo-Nazi, right? It's like
they're not ready to just say it just now, because the man did claim he was a Muslim. He claims to be a Muslim. That's the thing. He even in this clip where he put out some like open warning, he claims he converted and everything, but they're not sure yet.
Part of that fucking you remember that thing I was sharing with you there, Dre, about the whole incel thing? But it wasn't just the incels; it was also like the rise in the Islamic radicalization and all over Asia and Europe.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't mean to bring anything down, but it is what it is.
No.
I'm not trying to.
No. Actually, over the course of the global war on terror, I mean, a lot of the people, especially a lot of those white boys that were finding themselves becoming radicalized, right, by Al Qaeda and the Islamic State and Taliban, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the white nationalists were saying that the reason why they were radicalized is because they were sufferers of white guilt, which is how they were trying to wrap so-called black folk up with Islamic radicalization, shitting on the Nation of Islam, basically.
But now,
hold up, real quick. Say something real quick. Interrupt real quick. For those bitch niggas who come across this live stream right now, and you wonder why Jay Sean's being quiet, it's because I'm not a narcissist. It's called soaking up game. It's called learning. So you shut the fuck up and you listen. You know what I mean? You don't have to know everything. You know what I mean?
It's cool, man.
Please continue, Dre.
Jay Sean, I'll tell you one thing, man. Can you all hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. You loud and clear. Cool. You're crystal clear.
Yeah, Jay Sean, I know in certain situations, I know I'm gonna have your back, even if it means I have to knock you in the back of the head and then drag you out of that situation just to save your ass from getting into some shit that's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
That's all good. I've been in this space for a long time, bro. Yeah, I've been through so many wars in this space. These niggas are like,
no, not in this space, but if I was like down in Germany, some shit like that, I'd be like, if I knew this was a bad situation, I'd be like, we
Oh,
better
you ain't
roll
got to
back
tell
because
me, man.
there's
I
no.
know. Hey, let me tell you something. I know this is not my country. I'm heading to the border. You ain't got to worry about that.
No, I mean tactical retreat and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, I'm
civilian
good.
knows what I mean by that shit, but you know,
Yeah,
hey, wait,
yeah, I'm
hey, I
out.
got you back. But I'm the
Hey,
times we
Yeah.
gotta take a tactical retreat. You know, you gotta take a step
Yeah.
back
yeah,
or sidestep.
perfect. I think those white guys that got caught over there, like hanging out with the Taliban.
Hmm.
I think it was back in maybe 2011, right
Mm-hmm.
before they supposedly dumped Osama bin Laden over the side of that ship.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Supposedly, right?
Supposedly.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly.
But yeah, there was
Alleged.
these white boys that got caught by like UN forces, fucking hanging out with the Taliban, radicalizing and all that. And they found like these connections to, if you remember, I can't remember what year it was. Maybe it was 2010. What was the year that France got hit with that like bomb at a stadium or something like that? And they had the thing on Facebook where come out and support France.
I think you're talking about 2015 because you're
Okay,
talking
so
about
yeah,
the
so then it was
because there were two
during
attacks,
that
one in
year.
January and then one in January. That was the Charlie Hebdo. That was the one in
Oh,
January
okay, I think it was
2015, and
after
then
the Osama thing. Yeah.
okay, and then there was a second one that was in November 13th, 2015, and it was outside the Stade de France, that's in it's just what's it called, Saint Denis, which is a suburb outside of Paris. But it hit multiple places in Paris because remember the Bataclan theater was shot up. You might remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They caught these guys in an alley, yelling "Allah Akbar."
That was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that video where they caught the guys and they were "Allah Akbar"? La, 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 la.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
A lot of them
those
were actually
guys
French
were lily
nationals and
white.
whatnot,
Those
Moroccan.
guys were
And
lily white.
yeah, there were also other people in there because, like, if you might remember, you had after what happened, you had storming of certain French special agencies, security agencies and apparatuses stormed a few houses in certain neighborhoods. But you also saw a big crackdown in one of the most largest immigrant neighborhoods in Brussels, Belgium, because there was connections with that. Because you need to have like a huge, for them to pull off something like that, they had to have a huge support network of sorts, without going into too much detail.
Yeah,
And that involved a whole lot of
they had
planning.
the video come out where they had a white guy that was over. I don't know if it was might have been Afghanistan or Pakistan, but he was Islamic State identified. They're with the fucking Islamic State motherfuckers, chopping the heads off of Allied soldiers. Like,
shit. Speaking of which, Cerulin, does the name? I don't know if I should say this. I can mention this name. What's he gonna do? Does the name John Walker Lynn come to mind?
John Walker Lynn, white terrorist.
He remember when the U.S. invaded
I do
Afghanistan.
It was I think they did I don't know if it was Vice or one of them that did one for like what's called like the American
Taliban. Because remember when they first initially captured some Taliban soldiers, they found an American among them. Especially it was like when they had them in a certain fortress for detainment, and they started uprising within that camp. And he was one of the ones who was found who was able to surrender afterwards. And they were discovered, and much to their shock, they found he was an American.
Yeah, they caught that guy. So long story, man. This midst of a global war on terror, freshly popped off. This guy was caught in Afghanistan in like 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
In October, November 2001. That's correct.
Yeah, they had him fucking locked up for like 18 years and on some kind of like probationary program.
Mm.
Basically,
No, they
CIA
put him. I think they have him locked away for a long time. They sent him like what? He did like hard time, right? They had him to do a long stint.
Yeah, 18 freaking years. Yeah,
18 years.
Leavenworth, right?
Well, I think I don't know if it was Leavenworth. I think it was I think probably it was a fucking black site because Bradley Manning was sent to Leavenworth.
Mm-hmm.
Big difference between those two is Manning is a U.S. serviceman or servicewoman. This individual would be labeled an enemy combatant or terrorist. So they could not send him to Leavenworth. Leavenworth is for military inmates.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, he would have likely been sent to like Guantanamo or
they thought about sending him to Gizmo, but nah, they could not send him there because he's an American. So he's facing treason charge. He would have faced treason charges of treason.
No, since we got everybody here on the panel, I got a question to ask you, right? And you know me, and I think this brother is like, very influential. You know what I'm saying? What are y'all thoughts, right? Because I'm pulling up these articles, and every time I'm looking through here, it's not on the headlines, but the bylines. Is our brother that's fighting the good fight of truth, Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about these these toaster oven people going at our brother Dave Chappelle?
Not surprised.
I'm not surprised. Can I say this real quick before y'all go in?
Go ahead.
Actually, what's even more surprising to me is how everybody that who disagree with each other, who don't get along in the political sphere, are all trying to own him. They're all trying to claim Dave Chappelle. That's the funniest shit to watch. Some people who, like black comedians claim him, then somebody like Ted Cruz will claim him. Everybody's twittering and applauding Dave Chappelle, and they all come from different parts of the
walks
political
of
sphere.
life. Yeah.
Lion Ted is trying to claim this fool.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah,
everybody on the right, far right, far left.
It's just because he came from a white audience. And I mean, when he started out, like Eric Spears said before, the niggas came on later on. You know what I mean? And I'm glad he said that in the interview with Vlad, and he broke that because both of them had the same type of cross-pollinated audience. But Dave, reason he got bigger, it just shows his colors. And I'm not mad what he did because a lot of people can't stand those people anyway, even on right and left.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people got a problem.
Really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's like on YouTube. YouTube don't give a fuck about him. You know what I'm saying? Because if you say some far right shit, they want you ass up at it. It don't matter about your orientation. It's your presentation, how you sound on these live streams, because they screen everybody. That's why I try to tell SKC, I mean, chill, bro. Like, I know what he went with the animal joke, but the women got so tight. Well, I noticed in the chat, in Sheila's chat, I said the men did not react. And I said, oh, now that's where we are now? Like you said in your speech in Teapots, I see the same thing you see. It's amazing. Coming back to these newer spaces, not so wacky. I ain't seen so many much coons in my lifetime, man. Not on the internet, but I've seen them in real life. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Go ahead, Sterling.
You know what's crazy is like he just brought up the guy, what's his name, John Lynn.
John Walker Lynn.
Yeah, because I remember with that clip that Dre was about to play between me and SKC. He's talking about 2-parent households, right?
Right.
Now, John Lynn was a lily white boy. Grows up in Washington, D.C. But see, you know what I suspect? I suspect that motherfucker was one of those fucking like youth Nazis that was created by the CIA.
Facts. Yeah.
Well, supposedly. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, because real shit, like CIA and the NSA had a joint program. As a matter of fact, it's declassified now thanks to FOI, right? It's called the fucking, what's it called? The Operation Earnest Voice, where they would go around and literally pay the people to work from home, and all they had to do was pretend to be some kind of caricature to disrupt different groups online.
Mm.
You mean like
So,
a agent provocateur of sorts?
Yeah.
Ah,
Mm. Yep. Now I do say
that's
this.
interesting. That's possible. That is probable. Very insightful, sir. Very insightful.
like
Now
even with a lot of these guys that they found with like 4chan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where,
Right.
when you had a lot of let's just say non-white, but yet so-called conservative-leaning immigrants using 4chan,
Yeah.
and like you had all these white boys with these different like Islamic kind of names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And the
would
frog
criticize.
and the frog avatar, like that says Pepe. But
Yeah,
the one you
they would
met
do,
is he's from
and
DMV. He's
their
black.
whole and they were
Yeah.
they were probably like these kids literally being paid. And all they're really paid to do is to fucking say criticize a specific leader or whatever in the Arab world, right?
Right.
And they're doing this amongst their peer group in order to kind of get their peer group to kind of flip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really effective strategy, And a lot of them actually end up buying into this shit and become radicalized, like, dude.
Now I do have I got this on the screen right here, and this was one of the LGBTQ people that was a comedian, right? She wasn't done. You didn't pay me nearly enough to deal with the real world consequences of hate speech. Dog whistle, you refuse to acknowledge, Ted. She added, F you and your amoral algorithm cult. I do shits with more backbone than you. This just a joke. I definitely didn't cross a line because you just told the world there isn't one. In her caption for her post, she also wrote, Yes, I watched the whole thing. Leave me alone in case anyone tried to come for her. Gatsby is the latest of several artists who featured on the streamer to be speaking out against the Queer Eyes. Jonathan Van Ness tweeted that the violence and harm perpetuated against trans, NB, and intersexual folks is relentless, and people pay with their lives, their livelihoods, and we're sick of it. Breaks my heart, and that such important people and platforms continue to ignore that. Now, here's the thing. And Sir brought this up a couple of times when me and him crossed this conversation, being down there in Georgia, that the perpetrators of a lot of crimes and murder in that community is by the people themselves. So what do they call that? Toaster on toaster crime?
Yeah.
But they don't call it that, right?
But it's in Midtown. It's in Midtown in Atlanta. It's common. They get killed a lot daily. That happened since 2010 and beyond because they don't tell you that on the news. They'll fight over the pain all day long, man. Black and white. It don't discriminate.
I'm asking you a question, sir. Who's killing them though? Is it their lovers? Is it other?
It's other lovers. It's a combination
Right,
of different counterparts of race, and race don't really matter. It's just like if it gets in a heated moment, they won't tell you on the news. Now you'll find in certain local news talking about it, but they don't broadcast it like CNN and Fox. And I'll tell you why, because a lot of them are them as well. They back them up. It's kind of like the EWs, like I like to call them in Israel, to put them in their back pocket, the bankers, because they don't want that to get out, because that happens a lot in Atlanta, and they get discriminated against way more like it's in San Francisco. See, this myth that they trying to say is gay Latin. Nah, they come from small towns and they come here and they think they're gonna be cute, and they still get shot up just like the straight black person. No matter if you're straight or white or whatever, you still get criminalized if you're the opposite or sex or whatever sexual thing you're gonna be. But that's common. That's normal. It's kind of like, I'll give you an example. It's kind of like where you from, Jay Sean. If you see a person get shot that's up there like that, and then they don't report it, they keep it on the tabs. It's kind of like that, but it's wide open in the South. They don't give a damn, man.
Yeah, you know what else is funny?
Okay.
That I have not yet once heard a single motherfucker accused the LGBTQNIA of using the goddamn what would it be called? The gender assignment card
Right.
or the sexual preference card?
They ain't going to. They backed by the same people, and it's sad. But they kill each other too. They don't even report that. Don't even
And
report that.
that's what I'm saying. The main killers of them is them. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want to hear
them.
about. Look, man, if you having, how do you having sex with a heterosexual man? He's not heterosexual. He's LGBT.
Yeah,
He likes dicks. He like if you like dick and balls, you're not heterosexual.
and the same with the women. They kill each other.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay. Because how you having sex with a heterosexual male, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just the thing, right? Because that's the whole trick to it.
Yeah.
If I tell you that he's a gay male, I can't pass it. I can't pass off this like LGBT victimhood.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's funny? We need to have a whole set of dog whistles created against them. Like, say, for instance, LGBTQ, right, lives don't really matter unless they're taken by the hands of heterosexuals.
Yeah. Now, I got this on the screen, right? I want y'all to listen to this. Then this is a triple whammy. Off-duty NYPD cop shoots her girlfriend and kills the ex-new lover's interest. Right?
Ooh.
Now, Officer Yvonne Wu. Yeah, Yvonne Wu. Yeah, Ling Ling. Yvonne Wu, 31, who is assigned to the 72nd precinct in Brooklyn, opened fire on a couple in her ex-home at 19th Avenue near the 80th Street of Benhurst just after 5 p.m., hitting both in the chest. Now, the jealous officer's ex-girlfriend, 23, was expected to survive a gunshot wound to her torso. The new lover, identified as Jamie Ling, 24, was shot numerous times and died. Sources said the officer, the off-duty cop, was waiting for her ex in her Benhurst home when she came home with her other woman, said Assistant Chief Michael Kemper. This is Ling Ling right here. Right? This is Ling Ling right here. She's decorated. She's a decorated officer.
And yet, she's from the, see, dumb niggas believe they origin stories because she be the bitch, come here, talking about how come you guys keep complaining about how poor you are. I had to work hard. Matter of fact, probably use the Asian accent. I had to work hard. I come to America with nothing. I had to eat on here. Like, like niggas believe, like dumb, I'm not gonna say niggas. Trims believe that shit.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Now the caller to the 911 identified herself as Jenny Lee, the officer's girlfriend. The sources say the medics took both shooting victims as well as Wu to the hospital. So they took the officer to the hospital that shot one and killed the other.
Oh, but right? Asian privilege don't exist. Wait a
minute. Here's my question. When officers arrived to the scene, did they have to shoot her? Did they have to? They didn't shoot her.
No, they didn't shoot her. It gets better. I would describe,
because you said they have to go to the hospital. I'm thinking, what happened? Why did she end up in the hospital?
But well, see, here we go, right? I would describe her as calm, collected, and very forthcoming, he said. Simply put, she confessed. That's all I'm going to say, Kempler added when asked when she told the responding officers. Wu, who joined the NYPD in 2016, is in custody and charges against her were pending. Because you know why they took her to the hospital? Because she can claim insanity so she can get a pension. She get a pension, right? You know what I'm saying? And remember, stop the Asian hate. But ain't this an Asian on Asian crime? And wouldn't this be Asian hate and against the LGBTQ? But
this is an L on L crime too.
This is L on L crime. This is police brutality. This is domestic violence. This is stalker. This is premeditated murder. But guess what? This is murder one. But she's going to get off with loss of mental health and all types of stuff. And you know why she's going to get off? I'm gonna tell you why she's going to get off. Right? Because it's a stain on the Asian community, it's a stain on the LGBTQ, it's a stain on feminism, it's a stain on everything that we perpetuate in society. But hold on, let's talk about these murders in Chicago.
What about Chicago?
What about Chicago? Like they all niggas in America reside in Chicago. You know,
What about Chicago?
What about Chicago? Let me tell you something. Chicago is an Illinois problem. I have nothing to do with Chicago. They got their own mayor, their own governor, their own fucking society. They got their own precincts for voting, and they got their own police. That is not a South Carolina problem. That's not a Georgia nigga problem. That's not a Florida nigga problem. I don't know why we keep doing that. Because you know what that's coming from? And what y'all got to understand where this is coming from. That is a euphemism, a racist usage, a racist trope that they use in racist chat rooms. And these stupid niggas are regurgitating that nonsense. And that's one thing that's really vexing me what's going on with these cool conservatives. All they do is regurgitate white wing, and white racist talking points. That's all they're doing. They don't have that, not one fucking original thought. Not one.
Yeah, it's right wing talking points. And it's also go ahead.
But instead of saying Chicago, let's say, what if they were going like, well, what about what's going on in, because this is in Brooklyn, what about what's going on in Crown Heights? What about Bed-Stuy?
What about it?
What about it?
What about it? Oh, if it's my problem, isn't it your problem?
JJ, I wasn't trying to get you mad. I was just.
No. I'm saying to these niggas,
they flip it out.
I'm talking to these bastards right now because I know they're gonna listen to this shit.
All right.
If it's a black problem,
go ahead, Jason.
If it's a black problem, you're gonna get shot. Friendly fire. I'm prone to friendly fire. That's all I'm just saying.
Nah, you good, man. But if it's a black problem, then it shouldn't be their problem. But the problem is, it's not their problem because they don't consider themselves black. So my issue is, if you have an issue with blackness in itself, why the fuck you in black spaces all day? Why are you even talking about the black community? I'm over here with expats who left America and they're done with America and they're done with the problem. They ran from racism, and I don't blame them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing they don't do over here, Nemo. They don't talk about the black community. They don't talk about black women. They just living their lives.
They're living their lives, absolutely.
They're not running around trolling nobody. They're not turning around calling nobody no names. You know what I mean?
No animal.
Yeah, they living their lives. They driving their Porsches, going with their white woman, and they having a good time. They're living life.
And nobody's using hypotheses on people, especially black
That's kind of strange. All I do is just, I don't really talk shit about nobody, but I do redo my research about other ethnicities and whatnot.
Right.
Because because I'm not ADOS, first of all. I'm East African, like I told you before, and and I have to be, and I do have to interact with these folks, with other nationalities, so I have to at least understand a little bit about them in order how to maneuver around them. As well as also be on good terms with them, because you network that way. So when they realize a little something about them, that makes them want to open up to you a little bit more. It's called networks. That's how you network with certain people. Yeah. So you're right about that. We living our lives, but some of us are also calling home to see how everybody's doing as well, because we got to maintain those family ties as well. I'm sure you call folks back home just to keep maintaining, see how they doing everything, because I'm sure they're happy to hear from you every time. You know what I'm saying? Family
I'm always on the phone. I'm always on the phone with family, especially my sisters. I'm always on the phone. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm always
on the phone with my parents a while ago. I'm just happy to hear from my dad and everything.
But I'm gonna tell you that here's the cost though. A lot of brothers who become expats, man, they lose touch because it's just the distance, man. And it's expensive to keep flying back and forth to the States. So as time goes on, you become more and more isolated. Yeah, and that's the cost. You know what I mean? Everything comes with a cost.
Thank God for the internet. Thank God for internet. Thank God for certain social media apps that allows you to contact people. I mean, I lose track when I reach out to relatives, right? They're like, sometimes they you get that guilt, like I'm sorry I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm like, hey. Thank God we finally met each other. I don't care the distance. At least we really go each other.
We're on a channel. Right now we're on an expats channel, and he's doing what? He's interacting with his people. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Look, let me tell
he
you
understands
something.
he's part of a group, no matter where he's
Let
at.
me tell you something, right? I grew
Uh-huh.
up Pan African, though, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna tell you something. One motherfucking long ass deployment
Mm-hmm.
can make you lose touch real quick.
Shit.
Nigga, look, check this out. Check this out.
I could agree with that. I can believe that. I can
I'm
believe that.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, right?
Mhm.
You know how much money I spent over the almost 20 years? Come January 2022 will be 20 years since I stepped foot out of the United States as an expat. Like I was already out of the United States for 20 years in 2019, 2020, right? So 2002, after 9/11, my ass did not live in the United States for more than 30 fucking days, right?
Goddamn. All
So
right.
it cost me a lot of money. And you know why I stopped talking to my peoples? And I
Wow.
had to call my cousin up, right? He's the first black COO of an internet, like an internet security firm from Tel
But
Aviv,
man,
Israel,
look,
right?
your people
But
back
hey,
home, bro. Like, look, your people back home, like they'll be the ones that want to cut off the fucking connection.
Well, see, I had to cut it off. The reason why I had to cut it off and relegate it to a couple of people is because I had to talk to him. I said, "Hey, man," he said, "What's up, cuz?" I said, "Cuz." He said, "What's up, nigga? I'm not Bank of America and Wells Fargo." He started laughing. He
mm-hmm.
was like, he said, "Bruh, you don't need to carry that burden. I'll carry that burden for you." I said, "Nigga, you don't need to carry that burden either. Them niggas got houses and land, nigga. Like, nigga, like you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying on my standpoint. So I talked to my peoples, but
Mm-hmm.
I cut that shit off up to 2016 because when I finally went home after 8 years after I got out, and I saw these my peoples
Mm-hmm.
acting a fool, like I put them on pause. I put niggas on pause. I was like, what are y'all doing? We got niggas across the globe. We got like, nigga, we got money. Why are you living like this? The knowledge just by traveling alone. Nigga, we should be running shit. What are y'all doing? And you know what he's like, man, you know how it is. No, nigga, I don't know how it is. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
you know what the
But I
sentiment is like
understood.
when I remember when I first came back. My last deployment was actually as a reservist, right? And the sentiment
Mm-hmm.
was, "Oh, yeah, you've been all over the place. You think you're always better than somebody."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, like Cerulean noticed. I don't know about Sean, right? Remember them damn
Hold on.
$20.
Hey, Namor, you got background noise coming in.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Hang on. Let me fix that. Excuse me.
yeah, yeah. Like remember Cerulean underway about the 2000s, like early 2000s, when you wanted to make a call in the middle of the ocean and you
Oh,
had that $20 AT&T calling card, that shit lasts 10 minutes with that fucking delay.
you know, 10 minutes. That shit fucking lasts 10 seconds. Some boy fucking wait till you get into goddamn satellite range again.
And it was dudes that signed up for the calling plan, not knowing it was the same fucking
Oh
calling
yeah,
plan they
the
gave
motherfuckers get like
motherfuckers in prison.
$800 bills and shit.
Nigga, they had the same calling plan they gave niggas in prison.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
eight
it was
hundred
the
dollars.
same calling
Niggas
plan.
was getting
Yeah.
$800 bills, man.
Niggas trying, and I'm not even gonna say niggas. I'm gonna say people that was on the boat, white people, it doesn't matter, that was trying to stay in contact with their family. People had misbirthed of their children, all of this other stuff, and they come back with $800 bills to the shit was so ridiculous that the department, the DOD came down, paid all of that off, and cut the contract with the private contractor that was supplying it using the government satellites and the MRSat lines. Like, how you gonna overcharge the people like that? Like, what's going on? And they were still charging them. So even if you was on the phone and the ship turned out of satellite distance, they was charging you, and then they hit you with a reconnection fee every time the ship turned. Every time the ship turned, like you hitting with a $20 reconnection fee, right? And then the captain found out what was going on, and he would do what was it called? It would call it, he would say
Well,
he would call it,
they would give them that per diem thing where
yeah.
So they basically the ship would cover the initial cost up to I don't know, what is it, 90 minutes or something like that.
90 minutes. But then remember when the captain would come down and say, look, we got some downtime. It's holiday routine. Make your phone calls. And he would keep the ship straight, like right there in satellite range, like straight, you know what I'm saying, for like 4 hours.
Yep,
So,
and then the global war on terror happened. The fucking radio silence, nigga.
Radio nigga. Hey, what's that? River City. That means shit coming in, but shit ain't going out. Like you listen, man. I done seen so many dudes get divorced in the middle of the ocean because they couldn't send an email for 2 weeks because radio silence. You know what? You don't even. Yeah, you don't look, bro. You don't listen, man. I'm telling you, I would see dudes' emails, bro. They be like, man, she talking about leaving me, thinking I'm out here fucking these hoes. I'm surrounded by water. I'm surrounded by water, and it was mainly white dudes.
Mm.
Oh,
just
my
like
bad.
Jarhead.
Ouch.
My bad. The Stargate has been closed. It's broken.
It's over.
I'm glad I served it. I'm glad I served a different military.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We was in the Air Force?
No. EDF, Air Train Defense Force.
Okay.
I'm East African.
Okay.
We did national service and shit. So.
No, so you didn't run from your responsibilities. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I served like Charles will tell you, I served my country as much as everybody else, but shit went south.
Yeah, I know.
It's a long story what happened to us.
At least you gave your country. At least your service gave your country a chance.
Hold on, wait a minute, brother. Hold on. We got a brother here, right? And I'm calling him brother in arms that didn't run from his responsibilities. But I remember being on Ramirez's panel where there was a brother from that region that decided to run to the U.S. so he wouldn't go in the military.
And that's why we respect Neymar.
That's why we
because there's something about a man that serves his own country. Don't be over
I will give you a story about that. Can I explain that one?
See,
go ahead.
Yeah, I know because we had a guy that was fucking from Eritrea that fucking sat there in our face and said, "Yeah, I left Eritrea to escape the mandatory service."
I can explain that easily, sir, if you will permit me.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
After September 2001, after the border conflict came to an end. Let's just say they decided to make our military conscription indefinite instead of the mandatory 18 months. Because after 18 months, we become reservists afterwards. But because of the political problems and everything, we ended up in a state of emergency. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Even the women are huh? Yeah.
Go ahead.
South Korea or Israel.
Yeah.
And because of the fallout from that border conflict and the failure to implement the Algiers Agreement, we were in a war footing for the better part of up until 2018, when Ethiopia decided to finally, come to terms. But in that time, you saw a consolidation of power, you saw a crackdown on the media and such, and just a lot of things went south. We were in a way we were, kind of betrayed. You know what I'm saying? We love our country, but we were betrayed by the leadership in a sense.
So dereliction of duty, right?
I don't blame him and I don't hate. As long as he doesn't rub it in my face, that's fair. Because he knows. Because if I met this individual, he and I would probably come to a mutual understanding about that shit. Because I've met many who try to avoid that, and I don't blame them. I ain't mad at them, but I'm telling them that's on them. I served when I did, because I served straight out. Like a lot of us, I served straight out of high school. because that was part of the that's part of the arrangement. Once I
Look,
completed
you know,
high
the
school,
reason
I
I'm
did my
saying-
basic training, and once I got the call because I passed my national exam, I went straight to college.
Mm.
No, see,
That's how it works.
the reason I was saying that is because, you know, whenever you have too many males, especially in mass,
Mhm.
right? You know, similar to the way, you know, back during the Vietnam era here in America,
Yes.
right? What could have actually been a swift end and eventual withdrawal to a war ends up dragging on because you have so many males in America, most of them white identified, dodging the
Mhm.
draft. But who do they make the face of draft dodging? Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ali, he refused to fight for something he did not believe in. Can we blame him for that? Can we blame him for taking a stand?
No.
No.
And you know, here's the crazy part, right? And I don't think you ran into this individual because the way that you're talking, you're very even keeled. But the individual was literally up there demeaning Black Americans, talking down to them, and basically rubbing it in their
All right.
faces.
All
Yeah,
right.
he was going off, man. He was.
By the way,
egregious.
I grew up in the Middle East, first of all.
Mhm.
If that means anything. In fact,
No,
You good?
You good.
my dad is USACE. Do you guys know what that
Mhm.
is?
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know.
So he served in that. So that's how I got to know about U.S. Armed Forces and whatnot. So and I went to an international school when I was a kid before I went back to my native homeland and continued my schooling. So I'm not mad at y'all. I don't hate you. I don't criticize you. I find it bizarre that some of my brethren criticize y'all because they only see one side. But
I think the biggest issue, Namor, because I was on that panel, was his disrespect for African Americans. He was shitting on us specifically.
I don't.
I mean, he was shitting on us. He wasn't holding back about how we're lazy. We never did anything. The white man freed us. We didn't fight for shit. I mean, he was talking crazy.
Fuck
If he was in,
that.
look at this.
We fought for our freedom. What the hell is he talking about?
Just talking crazy.
You guys had it. I'm glad I wasn't there. I'm glad I wasn't there because he probably was trying to be there to not to provoke.
Like everything that you're saying, they like it's so funny because like you say your dad was Army Corps of Engineers.
That's correct.
Like you know, Army Corps of Engineers is like U.S. Army.
Fair enough.
It's actually a separate branch, like civil engineering branch, right?
Yeah, Charles knows about it. I mean, this is the first time. I mean, this is one of the very few times I've been open about that. Actually, I'm usually kept that quiet for the most part. So I'm hoping, I'm sure, because I don't want to get doxxed. I'm always afraid about doxing myself. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We understand. I know you keep your stuff private.
The Army Corps of Engineers. I think the best way to describe it is kind of like the French Legionnaires, right? Or the
I guess that makes me a hard hat baby.
Yeah.
A hard hat. I'm not an army brat. I'm just a hard hat baby because I grew up with that hard hat.
Like,
that hard hat is
can
important
join
to me.
the Legionnaires or the Soldiers Without Borders. Anybody can join the Legionnaires.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. That's basically similar to the Army Corps of Engineers. It's not something that's
shit. You should be giving you should have respected me. You should be respecting my father. You should be shaking my father's hand because he did raise some good young men.
Yeah,
man.
Right. No,
hang on. Can I have a moment? I'm sorry. Can I have a moment? I'm getting emotional just thinking about my dad. Sorry.
Well, yeah, no, man. What I'm saying is that it speaks to the dedication that he still has to his own country, no matter where he's operating. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is why you have the mindset you have. Which is why myself, Jay Shine, like Dre,
oh my God! Why am I crying?
We have the mindset we have.
Yeah.
Let me say this real quick, man. That's all right, Nemo. Let me say this
go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just getting emotional right now.
While you have a moment, let me say this, man. This is real shit. What niggas gotta understand is that there's a defeatist attitude that You know, sometimes when men step up to serve, it's for no reason.
Right.
It's
It's
a
good
waste
for
of
the
time,
soul. Mhm.
right?
Yeah, man.
It's a waste of time, and it doesn't matter. And the truth of the matter is, you know, when men serve, you give your country an opportunity. If no one steps up, then there's no opportunity.
Oh my
Everything falls
God.
apart. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's not even a chance for anything to happen. You know, so
I'm sorry.
you know, salute to your father,
Oh,
man.
you good, man. Yo,
I
salute to
salute
Salute
your
my
to
father.
him.
I'm
father.
sorry, but when
Yeah,
you say,
salute to
I'm
him.
sorry. I'm just having flashbacks to memories because when I went straight out of high school, it was 1999. We were in it was year 2 of a 3-year border conflict,
Yep.
and
Same here, my dude. Same here, man. 99, man. Enlisted. Go ahead,
I
man.
lost. I mean, I didn't find when the war came to an end. We didn't find out until 2003. They didn't decide to release the official numbers and the names of those who were killed out until 2003. So I like a lot of people, I had to go to funerals because some of the guys I went to high school with, dudes I knew in junior high, guys I was in basic training with were among those who were killed, especially in the third offensive in year 3 when shit got real bad. So I'm just remembering them and everything. So I can't help but cry like that. I mean, June 20th, which is our Memorial Day, I light a candle and I do that military salute and everything because that's the only thing I can do. Because the best thing you can do for a lost friend is to remember them, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
That's a beautiful
survivors. I'm like survive. You know, people don't believe that survivors' remorse is a thing. Like they don't.
no,
You know, what I mean,
I
they
wasn't
don't
there
understand.
because but yeah, I did serve at everything. But it's just shit just got ugly. Eventually, when I left like so many people because I had to. But
Yeah, man. Like, matter of fact, when I was on the Horn of Africa, you had Army Corps of Engineers, specifically the North Atlantic Division, right?
that's what's up.
And North Atlantic Division encompasses, Djibouti Naval Station, Djibouti, the city of Djibouti itself, Camp Lemonnier, South Sudan, Somalia, Eritrea,
Ethiopia because
Ethiopia.
because African is in Ethiopia if I'm not mistaken.
Right,
Well,
right.
Africom is actually in Stuttgart, Germany now. I mean, because it's part of
Stuttgart.
CENTCOM now. So.
Oh, Stuttgart. I know where Stuttgart is. You got a large. There's Stuttgart along with Frankfurt has sizable Eritrean and Ethiopian communities there.
Well, Africom merged with CENTCOM.
No, Stuttgart. I mean,
Lions
but yeah, I see
State.
what you mean.
No, Africom is merged with USERA.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay, I see.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I didn't know that.
Well,
You learn something new every day.
I thought that CENTCOM and Africom were kind of interchangeable because they're both in Germany.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, operationally, right now, I'm part of USERA, and they changed it from USERA to -AF, which is Africom. So they combined it,
Right.
and USERAF is also falling under USERA. So.
Oh, okay.
And they bumped Cavoli, who was a 3-star. That was a 3-star command for USERA. Because of that combination, now he's a 4-star.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck that.
Hmm.
I did 6 months on a frigate with no port visit. Fuck that.
That frigate.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that French
On a
frigate.
fucking frigate, nigga. Like, do you understand seeing 250 hard dick motherfuckers for 6 months?
Imagine if you were in a submarine with those motherfuckers, like in Crimson Tide.
No,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
that.
Worse.
No,
Worse.
listen. No. It's not worse because you're underneath the water. Imagine sitting outside of Dubai looking at land every fucking day but can't touch
Yeah,
it.
Fasada. Oh my God, the Straits of Hormuz and everything. Oh my God,
Look,
I can imagine
listen.
that.
And then when we pulled into Thailand, bring in another.
Splatting them.
Man, what nigga? Listen, I told my wife, I said, listen, do not be surprised. Because this is before I met you. If there's like a 20-year-old, almost 25-year-old knock on our door when we're like in our 50s thinking that, hey, I think I'm your kid. And I'm gonna be like, I don't even remember your mom. I'm sorry. I'm just what's cracking? It's too late to get child support, homie. Bruh, I was populating the earth that day, bro. There was man.
Oh
Bang,
man,
bang. Pow pow.
damn.
Pow pow.
Pow. motherfucker.
You were imagine if you were stationed in Subic Bay before they closed it in the Okay. We get the we get it, Jay. We get it. Jay. Duck. Get down.
Hey, look, man. Hey, man. Listen, man.
I don't want to do Denzel in Training Day. Come on, Jay Sean. I do not want to do that line. I don't want to do that line.
Hey, I'm surgical.
No. Not that one. Not that one. That's not the one I mean, sir.
Listen.
Oh, but Yahoo. That's not the one I mean.
Listen,
you remember when he reached for the gun? Remember when he reached for the gun?
Yeah.
Oh, shit! Oh, you motherfucker!
Hey, look, we have a song in the Navy, man, that we sing when we in boot camp, and it's called Anchors Away. And a part of that song is called Drink to the Phone. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, I think I've heard that song. I think I've heard that song because wasn't it Gene Kelly who did it? I remember Gene Kelly did a dance. There was a film based on that.
Yeah,
in the 1930s and 40s with Tom and Jerry and everything. Yeah, I remember.
Maybe just play a clip of it.
Yeah, man.
Him tap dancing with Jerry. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Anchors Away.
Anchors Away, man. Look, man.
But you know what? This dude, whatever that person was, he may have been actually just a. Because I remember, was it like Cerulli? I remember it was with Chaos. You had a similar interaction with somebody like that in. Me and Chaos had a misunderstanding because of that, because I didn't know what had happened. You remember when you guys were talking about what happened on January 6th? The January 6th. What happened? Yeah. I didn't know you guys had. Now, what happened was in Chaos. We cool. If you listen to, I'm just letting them know what happened. I didn't know what happened because I was on Charles's hangout and we talked about this, and he talked about setting up an agency. I said, dude, you might want to think about hiring also not just ADOS folks, but also non-ADOS folks, because like Somalis, Ethiopians, Eritreans, even the West Africans, whatever, because sometimes you're going to need to be international and interact with that shit. Even though I was just joking around, but I guess Chaos, it must have triggered Chaos. And next thing you know, he posted that shit. He posted that YouTube. And when I listened to it, I realized, oh shit, I see what happened. I'm not mad at my brother, but I also understand what was going on, because that dude was socialized.
I know why, because
you know what I'm saying?
Like this is what I've always advocated, right?
Yeah,
is that the way that we operate, the whole rugged individual thing?
Yeah, it's a lie.
It's a great deal more difficult to operate with foreigners if you cannot operate within your own group.
Mm-hmm. Let me put it this way. One thing that really, I remember 2016, back when BJS had his hangouts, I remember the first time I listened to H. Rap Brown's Collectivism versus Individualism. And just recently I went back to listen to that speech, and that shit hit harder for me. You know what I'm saying? So understanding that stuff is, Anchors Away. Can we play that stuff, please?
Hey guys, I gotta hop off, man.
All right, Jay Sean.
Thanks for letting me come up, man. Yeah, be good, man.
Hey, my best baby girl. Make sure my best baby girl, Jay Sean.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. She good. She over here lurking right now. So
hey, one thing. Hey, by the way, hey Sean, let me I'm gonna teach you a word from my mother tongue. I'm gonna teach you a phrase from my mother tongue. Eine Abwa.
Eine Abwa. Did I just say something crazy?
No, it means daddy's girl in my mother tongue.
Oh, okay. Eine Abwa. Like
because in my mother tongue, in Tigrinya, my language, when somebody tells a child they love them, to a son they say Eine Yicha, or to the daughter, Eine Yichi, which means you are precious to me like my eye. And my father would say that to us. My mother would say that to us.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you up in person. I want some dirty talk words.
We ain't going there. I can't get there.
Hey, I want to know how you say. I want some WAP. I want to know.
No, we don't do that.
Hey, Jay.
Yes, sir.
If a chick get out of line with you, look. I think the only word that I remember from my time on the horn was Sharmuta.
That means
Shamuta.
whore. That means whore in both American
I'm
Tigrinya.
telling you, look, I'm telling
That's
you,
also an Arabic word.
I'm telling
I'm
you,
sorry.
I shit you not. I shit you not.
All right.
I would
So
hear
I'll
you
ask you a
motherfuckers
question,
going
Cerulean.
on.
Does it have a different meaning how you say it? So if you say it meanly, it means like whore. If you say it in a polite way, it means whores.
No, it doesn't matter because it's an insult either way. Even if you're being
Oh, okay.
polite, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out. If
Well,
you use that word, you're gonna get in trouble.
Shamuta, right?
Listen,
Okay.
listen.
Which is like
Was
saying
it a
the
Somali who
Arabic
taught you that
word.
word?
Hey.
Wait a minute, you saying it like a Somali, dude? What's going on?
Listen,
Oh,
check this out.
yeah, there's been a lot of places.
Listen, check this out. Hey, Sean, what you need
Yeah.
to ask them is, how do you say clean ratchets? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
So
I need to
clean
understand
ratchet,
because
ratchet is
Neymar
ratchet no
in
matter
my
where you go.
Neymar in my
Ratchet is ratchet no
culture.
matter.
In my culture, you can get away with saying bitch if you say it a certain way. You understand?
Yeah,
So I need to know
I know. Not
I
with
need to learn nuance. I need to learn
I know,
nuance.
but they don't. Sometimes it's not as nuanced like that. It's more. There's a level
It
of
just
discretion,
is.
you know,
Okay.
because it's similar to like being around Ethiopians. There's a level of discretion and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because we are related to them, so it's like it's not to mention most of us are we're faux religious, but we try to maintain that religiosity, that kind of sensibilities and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
I hear what you're saying.
clean. Let's see, the word for clean was like
Clean ratchets.
Zona, or is it Zanaf, Yazaf, Yanazaf,
I don't know.
Yanazafi Shamuta. That'd be like a
This
clean
this has
word.
got to be Somali. This has got to be Somali because I've never heard this in my life. Oh well.
All right, so
Oh,
let me
if
get up out of here. I
Azul
gotta
is
take care of something.
Azul is in the background, yes, I still need that hug. By the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, Sean. Hey, man. Make
Yes,
sure
sir.
you get that beer in the boot, man. Make sure you get that beer.
Hey,
in
listen,
the boot.
man. I'm just getting started with these fuckers. This is gonna be like I said. This is gonna go on all winter because it's gotta be some
Oh
training.
wow, I
Yeah,
can't
that's
wait.
common.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
that's
Because
know that.
I
common.
know how they are. I already know how they are. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna give them what they want. Give them what they want. Give them the attention. They want attention. Give it to them.
Hold
You
on,
know?
Sean. Hi, hoot, hyphen, stipend.
No, that'd be the I think like because when they would give us those little bullshit cheat sheets
Yeah.
of words. I mean, Sharmuta wasn't on there, but it was just a word that I heard like so much. I would hear fucking Arabic dude going off, and I would hear it would be so common. Like they would say it kind of like the way we say bitch or nigger.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I was bringing up the Navy stuff. You notice how the Army dude left, right? All right, okay. Just
Yeah.
let you know. Yo, let me play this real
Anchors
quick.
away and Army Corps and Marine Corps him. This should be interesting.
Now, you notice, like, and this is why y'all need to join the goddamn motherfucking military, because there's only one black brother in here, and this is a chief. This is a chief ceremony. Once they do they they whole shit and they thing and shit.
Basic training. Okay.
Oh no, this is when they become chiefs and shit. Like
Oh, okay. This is the Officer Training Corps. Okay, I see.
No, it's the chiefs. It's like enlisted, you know what I mean? Like enlisted, senior enlisted.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's a fraternity and shit. Like,
oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
To foreign shores we sail at break of day. Through our last night ashore, drink to the foe. Until we meet once more, here's wishing you a happy voyage home.
See that right there? Niggas talking about
Yes, sir.
drinking in the goddamn Navy, nigga. We gets down with the drinking.
I'm sure you do, but unfortunately, I'm sorry to talk shit here. I gotta throw this. I gotta shoot some fire a volley here. But let's not forget, you guys did have the Village People do a recruitment video on y'all's behalf at one time.
Yeah, we don't count
when they sang in the Navy.
In the Navy, yeah, you know what I'm saying. In the Navy, you know what I mean. Nobody, you know what I'm saying. The Navy's weird, man. The Navy is like a floating prison. You know what I'm saying? Like the Navy is a floating prison. Like it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They let you out on conjugal visits. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what it is.
Conjugal visits. Conjugal visits. This motherfucker
but after-
says. Excuse
know
my
what I'm
French,
saying?
but
But yeah, but after World War II, it's the safest
Mhm.
place to be, other than the Air Force, in the
Mhm.
United States military. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got two ships that run into each other in the middle of the fucking Pacific because they sleep at the wheel, ghost riding the whip. But
Yeah.
we ain't gonna talk about that. You
Yeah,
know
it's
what
all
I'm
right. It's all right.
saying?
By the way, DeAndre, you said you were like stationed off the UAE, right? Were you ever stationed with the fleet in Manama, Bahrain, by any chance, or what?
Yeah. During the Iraqi freedom, I did 6 months. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I was like when they were bombing Iraq,
Mhm.
we were shooting off 115
Yeah.
Tomahawks. And then when
I
the
remember why I'm asking this is because I also asked there's a oh sorry, but yeah, we got to keep this short.
no,
But
go ahead.
good. There's a individual on Officer Faulkner's chat who's his enforcer, who he refers to as his enforcer, Bruce Almighty. He served also he also was stationed in Bahrain as well, and I got intrigued by that because I lived across the King Fahd Causeway from y'all,
Yep.
the Tri-City.
Yeah, the Tri-City. Look, man. Look.
You know
Have
where
a
that
nice
is, right?
day Thursdays.
In the Emirates?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
I know what it is. Yeah.
Talk about in the Emirates?
No. From Bahrain, you have the causeway into Saudi Arabia.
Mhm.
I lived there. I lived in the Eastern Province for about the better part of 7-8 years.
Yeah. Like when I was there, man, you know what I'm saying? Bahrain was interesting.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like the thing, like, because I've been to Bahrain multiple times and whatever, right?
Been there as well.
And
Very cool
then the
place.
funny part about it is,
Mhm.
like, after we bombed everything, that shit was over within like 3 weeks, right? But we
Mhm.
had to stay because we were being pirates. We were doing VBSS. We was running up on oil rigs with guns and shit, confiscating shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was up there like climbing on the sides of ships,
Oy
finding
vey.
them, smuggling people out, and crude oil and guns and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and old gold doubloons and shit, like stacks and stacks. And you know what? This is the only time in my life I wish I was in the goddamn Coast Guard, because these motherfuckers was up there. Hey, man. Hey, a couple of bars are missing. Don't matter. And they was up passing it out. But we in the Navy, we couldn't take none of that shit back. That's why you don't see a broke Coast Guard motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I joined the wrong fucking part of the military.
I remember. I gotta bring up comics because I'm more of a court jester in as I refer to myself, the court jester of the Coliseum.
Mhm.
I remember there was a joke by Eddie Griffin from his old album Message in a Hat, where he joked about the Marines being stationed in Somalia.
Yeah.
And a lot of brothers figured, they were there for something else, and they've tried to smuggle some shit home with them.
Yep.
But they couldn't stash it somewhere, so they had to stash it only one place they could.
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when they came home and like the family wanted to hug them, they say, "Wait! I gotta go handle something," because they didn't want to be shitting them out just yet.
Here's the crazy part, right? That joke was funny, but it was actually the white boys. The brothers was smart because the brothers was cool with the brothers that was in the Navy. And especially if you was a Marine, you would get cool with one of the engineering brothers, because we got all kinds of places we can hide shit.
That's what's up.
Kinds of places we can hide shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of brothers that came up on a lot of bread.
Wait a minute. I thought Marines and Navy don't like each other.
Man, dude, how you think they get there, man? Like, look, listen, man. Like, we got the brother Joe W down here, right? So check this out. I'm gonna tell you how Marines get somewhere.
Hey, Joe W.
So, you know, you saw them. You might have saw these amphibious vessels, right?
Yes,
you know
sir.
What I mean? With
I
those
remember.
motherfucking those
playing
landing
documentaries
pads.
about those.
Yeah, those
Mhm.
LCACs just coming up on that bitch like bosses, right? Just
Yep.
flying through the water. Well, the Marines, most of the Marines don't come on those LCACs. They get piled in like 20 in a fucking can. They drive off the side of the ship in a submersible tank, and that bitch pops up. It's like a iron coffin, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if the
You mean
bitch
like the
don't
ones they were
float,
used in, like the ones they used in similar to the ones they used in D-Day and such?
well, no, those are
No,
LCUs. Those are
those.
LCUs. No, these are actually submersible tanks. Like they drive off the side of the
Oh, okay.
ship, right? And then they drop down about like maybe 10 meters into the water and they pop up, right? And and then you just see the top part, and they'll drive all the way on land, right up on land and shit. And then the Marines will pop out of that motherfucker like goddamn
Okay.
bosses and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All
And
right.
then
Yeah, I
they
know.
just sit there and rape, pillage, and plunder. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just what it is, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Deploy
people,
the boarding party.
yeah, you know what I'm
They
saying?
master format.
Exactly, man. Like, look,
That's
man. Like,
basically what
listen,
they
man.
are, the fucking boarding party.
Man, these motherfuckers. Listen, man. Look, this is when I knew I couldn't be a Marine.
Yeah.
So it
Dre,
was
I'm about to
not.
drop down. I'll
All
catch
right,
you
bro.
later.
All right, man.
Peace.
So it was so it was a dude, right? It was a dude that came out. He was a gunny. He was a cool ass dude, right? The Marines were getting their packs ready. You could see the look in their eyes. They're like, man, what the fuck is going on? You can see like the salty Marines. They already knew what was going down. They was just calm. But you could tell the young ones, man, they was fidgety. They was putting their packs on, man. They was loading up the M16s. They was putting the condoms on the barrels and shit. They was putting their helmets on, but they didn't have their war paint on yet. And then the brother came out there. He was the gunny, man. And he came out that motherfucker and he was like, you know what I'm saying? Attention to quarters. And this motherfucker snapped too, right? And you got like 300 motherfucking Marines just standing there, right? And then the goddamn motherfucking the commander comes down, right? He comes down, that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker looked like he was like modeled after a G.I. Joe action figure and shit. You know, he looked like Duke and shit, right? So he comes out there and shit,
wow.
and he's like standing there. I'm like, this motherfucker is dripping of, I know, I mean, drop me off in the middle of Afghanistan with a goddamn knife, and I'll bring back dinner and shit, right? So this motherfucker standing there, and he was like, and he said he didn't talk long, man. He was like, some of you won't make it back. Matter of fact, a lot of you won't make it back. And it's because of my fail of leadership. But for those of you that come back, you will love your brothers. You will reverence their sacrifice. And you forever be etched in the halls of Valhalla. Double dogs, we shall fight for our nation's freedom. We shall slit the dogs of war. Hoorah! And them motherfuckers, I don't know what the fuck happened. Them motherfuckers start barking and ran into them goddamn motherfucking submersible tanks. Them motherfuckers, we saw them like we was looking through the binoculars and shit. Them motherfuckers was coming out on that beach, and it was just death and destruction. You just saw just like, I was like, oh God. Oh God.
They were highly motivated today. They were ready to die for that shit.
Like fucking Marines, when they deploy, man, you see them operating. It's like locusts. They like everything's getting fucked up.
Everything, man. You move. Listen. Marines.
I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind the avatar.
Oh no, you good, man. You good. Like Marines are fucking like, we cool with Marines, right? But once they come from the field, they got to go on liberty with a Navy motherfucker because it's too high strung and shit. like any type of aggression is met with like just
aggression.
Indiscriminate aggression. It's just like,
what was it? I remember it was Kiefer Sutherland. If you ever seen A Few Good Men,
like it. No,
Kiefer Sutherland said. What Kiefer Sutherland said, you know, whenever us Marines are looking for a fight, you Navy boys are more than happy to oblige.
Like, no, but see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So I'm in Kosovo, right? This is after the Bosnian Serbian War. We like the first ship to pull in to Croatia, right? Wonderful, wonderful place, right? So we're in this bar, right? It was supposed to be Hard Rock, but it was called Slid Rock, right? So we in this bar, right? So we in there, all the chicks is on, like, you know, the military guys, you know what I mean, whatever, right? We're in there, right? So this Croatian dude gets in an argument with another Croatian dude. They getting white boy wasted as usual. He goes to punch the Croatian dude, hits the Marine guy, right? The Marine guy turns around, starts barking. Half of the bar stands the fuck up. It's Navy in here, whatever, right? So we roll out and we see our warrant, right? You know, what I mean, you know, we see our warrant officer, but he was a bosun mate, so we call him bosun. So we go out there, we're like, bosun. It's a fight going down inside the bar, right? And the bosun was like, and you're out here talking to us, and you're not helping your shipmates. We was like, whoa. We heard about the international incident. He said, don't worry about it. Get your ass in there. And I was like, look, bosun, you tripping, right? They in there fighting. We telling you so you can corral it. He said he rolled up his sleeves and shit, right? And I'm seeing all of these goddamn tridents and fucking old school fucking tattoos, right? He's on shore patrol, which is MP duty, right? He grabs us by the collar and said, last order given. What is it? I said, follow last order given of a superior officer. And I'm telling you, go in there and you need to back up your motherfucking shipmates, which is your Marines. So get your ass in there. So we walk in there. He's right behind us. He's grabbing up the shore patrol. So I'm thinking they're going to break it up. Nah, he grabbing a fucking bar stool, cracking motherfuckers over the skull. Anybody that ain't American is catching it. And then the motherfucker Marines,
my God.
Aye, bosun. And we in there fucking throwing hands.
Why do you think they made that fucking spoof of Team America?
Yeah, man. Like, look, man. Look.
Fair play.
Fuck yeah. Like, why you?
Look, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, right? Listen, a Marine. Listen, I would not fight a Marine, right? Like a Marine, right? If they're sober. But I would fight a Marine if I'm drunk. A Marine can't beat a Navy motherfucker if they drunk. I don't know what it is. I guess it is because we're used to being on ships all the time, and the equilibrium don't matter. Like we be on some drunken monk shit. Like we just fucking. And then the Marines, no man. It's like we're like cousins. We're like those. Like we'll have a problem with each other, but if you come in and start fucking with the family, we whipping all kinds of ass. All kinds of ass. Like it's just you know what I mean. We get along, but you can't talk about we can talk about Marines, but anybody outside of the Department of the Navy,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you can't talk about the Marines. Like they call us squids, we call them jarheads, but anybody with any disrespect, they gonna catch that work all day, every day. Twice on Sundays. It's like we don't play, man. It's just what it is. But all the services understand one key point. Fuck the Air Force.
Oh man, it's cold. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I want you to see something. I want to show you something. If you look at my avatar,
yeah,
those are women. This is my parents' generation who fought and liberated my homeland. Women and men alongside. So, anytime somebody talks to me about shit, I just say, I don't need feminism because I have this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've got aunts and uncles who fought in that fight. I've lost uncles and aunts. And like Charles always also mentioned, some of these women met their spouses and some people lost their spouses in the fucking independence war. So shit, you guys got me all nostalgic and shit, you know. But I appreciate that. I guess I need to come. I just need to, you know. I guess I needed my bro. I'm just glad to see Cerulean again. You know, I miss my big brother. Yeah, am I wrong to be attached? Am I wrong? Am I wrong to be attached to Cerulean?
No. Like, hey, I was just keep it 100 with you, man. Hey, a lot of niggas are attached. Just, you know, some just don't like to keep it copacetic. You know, like the
I'm sorry, copacetic
teen cocksuckers. You know,
no, just keep it cordial and keep it loving, man. That's what.
Yeah, like a brother, because you know, you're like a couple years my senior, sir.
Yeah. Like the ones that like get on my nerves are like those high strung ones, like David Johnson, right?
Oh, okay.
You messed up all the money. Like,
Oh, no. You just don't get me mad, because with my head issues and everything, you know how my head is. DeAndre, I don't know. This. I do have discussions with other fellows about mental health and everything, because I come from a place where where stigma still lives.
Mm-hmm.
But the COVID and everything but in the past decade, people have started to open up and everything, especially with prostate cancer. Hell,
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys not have just talked about male breast cancer, if that's okay to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You got the floor, man. And bring it
Because
up,
one man we got to big up is John Shaft, aka Richard Roundtree, who is a male breast cancer survivor. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
1993, he was diagnosed with it, underwent a double mastectomy and radiation therapy, and then within about a few months after that, he went straight back into working. In fact, I remember he made an appearance on the show Rock, with Charles S. Dutton's show.
In Baltimore.
He played
Baltimore, bitch.
Yeah. Yep. He played the gay uncle. He played Rock in whatchamacallit's gay uncle.
Yeah.
Who came out to them and everything. That was interesting. But Shaft was, male breast cancer.
Make an excuse on why he was
yeah,
so
I
skinny.
think why we don't talk about that is, that is because it is kind of still a rarity in the society.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where male pattern breast cancer affects like 1 in 60,000.
But that's true. On the flip side, it's more devastating to men than it is to women, because men usually get diagnosed with the metastatic or the malignant form of it. Most women, when they get diagnosed with breast cancer, they get the benign form.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
and on top of that,
males have that's because males, unless you're like like mild mannered man or say sleep or whatever, you don't have enough fatty tissue to, so it begins to immediately affect like the musculature and all of that.
Yeah.
I thought it spreads quicker with us because we have it's mostly muscle tissue. Doesn't it spread faster?
Same thing. Yeah, same thing. He was saying, because we have less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
The fatty tissue is what actually gives, say, women the ability to detect it early.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
The breasts are mainly fatty tissue. And then like people don't like, how these guys talk about how women are like overweight, right? And they don't understand body fat composition, where a woman needs to be above 15% body fat, between 15 and 25%, and that's why the fertility rates in America is ridiculous low for the majority of the population. So
I mean, if you look at it, the Women's Journal of Health, right? Like women that are below, how they can literally early detect what women are likely going to die during childbirth is based on body fat percentage.
Yeah.
Body fat percentage.
Body fat percentage. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't forget also their waist to hip ratio also plays a factor. And also, let's not forget the structure of the birth canal, because not every woman's birth canal is the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's why some women have difficult pregnancies and others. That's why when it comes to giving birth, women, I've seen documentaries about childbirth here, and some women, they have to, because of the angle of their birth canal, they have to give birth in a certain position. Some have to do it standing up, bent over. Others lying down. Others.
Can I make a sidebar on that?
Oh, go ahead.
Can I make a sidebar? I thought all women were the same.
No.
That's a manosphere talking about. Continue.
Like literally, like all of the misconceptions that they traditionally had. Like, why do you think the body positivity thing even became a thing? Because literally, women killing themselves trying to reach an impossible body standard that was developed in the
a possible feat.
Shit.
no.
I'll
it
be
was
honest
like-
with you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
So that possible body standard literally was developed like literally just after World War One.
Damn.
Yeah, because
Like it's not even something that's like ancient and old. It's
Right.
new shit.
yeah, and the reason why is because after World War One, you know what I'm saying, you saw a lot of people being malnutrition, especially the women. So they had to change their body standards so men would go against the natural order of things and actually desire women that were skinnier so they can have kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's another thing, right? What people don't know. For all of you over there talking about how I want me a ling ling, what you don't realize is that Asian women, if they have birth, if they get pregnant by a man that's non-Asian, especially a black man, they have to get a C-section.
Because the size of the baby is determined, but especially like if you're dealing with a man who's like over 6 foot tall.
No, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much the baby will be too big for the actual birth canal. Like,
Right.
That's what I was getting at. Because it's most likely because it's a dominant gene.
Yeah, it's
just genes. It's genetic and shit. Because
I was a bigger baby when I was born, and I was C-section too.
It was you know what I mean, and people don't know that. Like my wife, she had to get a C-section. You know what I'm saying? The doctor even told her. He told her at like 4 months.
My mother had to have a C-section as well, but not with me because I was a big baby. I was like about 9 pounds something, about 4 kilograms.
I was about almost 10 pounds.
9 pounds something.
9 pounds, 14 and a half. I was almost.
Yeah, but the thing with me was like, I was her first, and my mom was only 5'4".
Yeah,
but
my mom was 5'10" when she had me, but her birth canal wasn't as big. So,
I don't know. With my mom, she had an easy birth with me because some people like. I remember when I cut my hair because I used to have a fro, and they looked at my head. I said, "Yes, I have a small. Yes, I have a small head." My mother had an easy delivery with me.
Yeah.
But
I had a big head. I had a 75/8 head when I was born, so hey.
Don't fit a cat.
You ain't shit.
No, I still wear
Sir,
fitted.
you ain't
I mean,
shit.
they can't tell. Yeah, I know. I don't care.
So check this out, man. Check this out. What I'm gonna do here is, this has been a great stream, man. We have been building and stuff like that. I'm gonna go around.
We didn't evolve into fuckery, DeAndre, like always.
Hey, man, listen, man. I see I see the producer Char Willie over there, unplugging the amps and shit, like cooling the game.
Oh,
on the Titanic.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Let's get the fuck out of here. Wrap this shit up. Let's go. Wrap this shit up. Let's go. God damn it! Let's go. Somebody get the amplifier. We're gonna get shocked.
I'm gonna go around because anything that's like almost 4 hours devolves into fuckery and debauchery and foolishness. What I'm gonna do here
let
is
the fuckery ensue.
Right? So I'm gonna go around here, man, and I'm gonna give everybody their final thoughts and let them, basically get the floor so they can say like who wants to go first, and then I'll finish it off and we out of here. Appreciate everybody that came through. Appreciate all the likes. Let me give my turners out here. Let me see. Let me check the likes. Oh man, I appreciate all of y'all for supporting the channel.
Just give you a like just now.
Oh, hey, appreciate it, man. Much obliged. Appreciate it. Sir is going to be live today at 7 p.m. So if you after football and after Sunday service, the Reverend Pip Greasy might be back next week. He's trying to get his saints together for the vaccinations.
That's one of the big protests we're having in Europe, right? That's one of the big protests going on in Europe, like the big mandatory one thing. Scary shit.
Yeah. It's scary shit.
Turner.
It's just
Turner.
All right, go ahead, brother. I had to get that Turner out.
Okay. What I wanted to say was like it's just like this song I remember by Genesis called "Land of Confusion,"
right?
Where everything's just it's just a lot of confusion right now.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, well, I call it United States right now. The freedom of chaos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But yo, who wants to go first so I can put you up on the screen so we can get this crack a lacking. Who wants to go first with their final thoughts?
Cerulean, I insist you go first, sir, as the elder.
Well, I know you was wondering probably why I was saying that no comment about fucking Sheep State Sleep, aka GF1.
Well, Cerulean, he did sub to the channel, so
Huh?
yeah, he just subbed to the channel, man. He just shout out. He said, yeah, he did, man.
But I find it interesting that 2 years ago, he makes a video about me. Now, mind you, he wasn't in the inner circle of the Black Order. And he makes a video about me, calling me some kind of, what was it, the term, dishonorable general. Right?
Uh-huh.
No, it's so funny about that. Because in that video, everything that he was saying about me, I know he was fed that shit by the grid. Which is why that night, when everything unfolded on BGS channel, right? I just let him have it. Let's just let him have it. But nobody would respect it, kind of the way that nobody really got the significance of Ned Stark, right? And what pisses me off about it is that I just saw a video by him like a day ago. Damn near quoting everything I say. Matter of fact, quoting just about everything that is found in the initiative.
Facts.
About the accumulation of wealth, generational wealth, access to opportunities, expansion of the middle class, and infatuation with entertainment, religion, sex, the commodification of overly materialistic aspirations.
Malibus and Camaros and Polo. Gotcha.
And now it's so interesting that this nigga is in the conflict with the same niggas that he was being a do-boy for. Now, don't get me wrong, to his benefit, I actually am proud of him finally stepping out on his own under the fucking nuts of trying to be down with the masculine moistunaries.
There's no cap here, people. This is just facts.
But all the while I was trying to keep the crybaby niggas on the fringe, this nigga's former E-Daddy wanted to fucking monetize their trauma and pain while calling me a hater when everyone that knows me in this space knows that I have given more money to this fucking space than I've ever fucking received. Well, there's a good reason for that. It wasn't for some kind of, let's just say it wasn't out of the kindness of my heart. It was for a very much more simple reason. I don't fucking like to pay taxes for real.
Oh my God.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. But if even Sheep State Sleep, who I've always suspected to be a little slow or touched, could escape from up under the fucking, what was it, First Baptist trauma bonding church and bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, what about these black
people? He can escape from it. What that means is that is going to cause a domino effect, which illegitimizes the platform. But we already know what's coming down the pipe, don't we, Dre?
Oh yeah.
Or these niggas still running around here talking about they manosphere or the red pill, blue pill, whatever pill, black pill.
Yeah.
While
Green
niggas going
pill.
buy fucking cars before they fucking
Pink
buy a
pill.
house, and yet they fucking sit there, send their sons back to the family diagnosis that they fucking complain about. Laid up with another nigga's baby mama, fucking taking better care of her than he takes care of his own fucking kids.
Ooh.
While saying everybody just hates me. But see, he was one of those niggas that was carrying water for them, saying that I was the motherfucking hater. So like I said, even if a slow nigga can escape from under the trauma bonding church of bullshit, I assume that anybody can.
I figured.
Yeah, and the brother, you know what? Just to say this, the brother is he's righting the ship and he's doing some work. So I applaud and salute him for that. And I think, sir, if you're there,
Yeah, I'm here.
if we can have a conversation, because you know what I'm saying, between our esteemed brethren Cerulean and Sheep State Sleep on your neutral panel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm pretty sure Cerulean will oblige if the brother Sheep stay asleep and they can have a conversation to hash out the differences.
Yeah, they
You know
can.
what I'm
They
saying?
can. These
You know
shit, DS1 is always welcome on my shit. And Cerulean can come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what I mean, I think we should set that up. Cerulean, you can continue with your thing. I think there's some background noise. Someone said
I think that's the name of the background.
Hey, let me check. No, that's not me, is it?
Sure. I was gonna say, you know, gratitude for once again having me up here. Gratitude for hosting the stream today because I had time. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what?
Yeah.
Once again, you're the greatest group of Americans. And stop trying, stop listening to people that try to talk you out of that shit. Salute to the nation. Long live the black nobility. Up on the police.
Appreciate it, brother. Who's next? Anybody want to go?
Why don't you go? I'll take leg.
Okay. Yeah, man.
You got it. Oh, my bad.
No, I said sir could go before me. I'll take last. That's what.
That was the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
I'm so used to sir having that mic up, man. It was like wrong.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. But yeah, man, it's been a great discussion. I mean, we laid our points out, and we discussed what we need to discuss, and interesting times, man. And I know what's gonna come down the pipe too. I am not worried. Yeah, dereliction is real. Like I said yesterday on my stream, and it's a day-to-day fight. And we had that discussion, I think me and Cerulean on that 10-hour stream, the second one I did. That was over at After Sheila, and then the way we was talking about was building. And yeah, you got to get away from being the yes men of these leaders, man. Like that happened to me in March. Learned a lot about this newer spaces, like with people's divisions and the order, and I've heard about it, but I didn't know it was that huge like that. And then I realized what was going on, and they're not producing anything. So me understanding the newer spaces now, coming from 2019 from now, it's like a blessing, to know meet each one of y'all. So yeah, meet y'all from Charles through now, what I mean, and appreciate y'all coming through on my platform. But but with or without you, it wouldn't have mattered because it'd have been good. But for me, it's always a privilege to come on here. So I want to thank you, DeAndre.
Oh man, anytime, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, man. Remember 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I would say 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but that's when it's gonna start. But then I'll go in and what we discussed today a little bit. But but the DS1 thing, I can set that up on I think on a Monday. Yeah, I can set up on a Monday.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. But
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 'Cause
Oh, sorry,
hold on, you a
sir.
little boring. There you go.
Can you hear me? Am I good now?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead. You got it.
you're good.
Okay. I just wanted to ask sir if you could give me a link to his YouTube channel so I could subscribe as well.
Yeah. I'll drop it in the back chat.
Thank you very much. So
Not a
Hey,
problem.
go
I
ahead
guess
and drop it in the chat, man. In both places.
all right. So I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, first of all, thank you all for having me here. Thank you, Andre. It's my first time here. Good to hear hear some old familiar voices and whatnot. And I
Likewise.
just and I hope I'm sure I was a good representative of my people. But I will say this to the ADOS community. I know some Africans will talk ill of y'all. Do not get mad at them. Just like we sure that some of y'all talk bad about us. But hey, it is what it is.
They are
So like I
it's
said
curfew. Bitch, we is from Baltimore. We don't care about no fucking curfew. You heard my man?
Go ahead. Sorry, my bad. I was learning something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Community. I know some of y'all have admire us Africans, but I will say this: we admire y'all. So, as my ancestors would tell us, take what you can learn, leave the rest. So, don't try to emulate us. Just look for inspiration from us, because we look to you for inspiration as well. And with that, you guys have a good day. DeAndre, salute. Cerulean, salute.
But real quick, you mind if I take one more shot?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Hold on.
Let me get you some extra clips. Hang on. Let me put on a vest. Let me get some extra ammo for you, man. If you're going to take some extra shots here.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right. Oh, I had a clip. That was it.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
I can tell you what my people went through. Now, I was born in a place called Rainbow, Virginia, 95% white state. My grandmother would see a KKK in person. They never heard her or anything. Matter of fact, they would bring toys and food down to the black community in Christmas time. And also, I think on the 4th.
That's it.
Oh, ABL, huh?
What?
Oh, yeah, that was ABL, man. That was ABL. Said that. ABL. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'll say appreciate all of y'all, man. Everybody that stepped up, Jay Sean, Cerulean, brother up here, man. Everybody that came through, saying what's up to everybody. We're going to reach out to Sheep Stay Sleep, because the one thing that we do, if we have any type of disagreements or arts with anybody, our brethren and stuff like that, we like to talk it out and have those conversations, and get down to a solution. Whether we agree, whether we disagree, whether we can, coexist or whatever. Shout out to Sheep Stay Sleep for subscribing to the channel. But we have solutions and we're going to talk this out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do it over Sir Obadiah's channel. So if you're going to carry some bones, carry those bones the right way. You know what I'm saying? But we offer up any type of invitation or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? To anybody that has a problem or an issue. Now, for the brother Jay Sean that came through, he already told you what he gonna do. So don't be surprised when it happens. You know what I mean? And we support our brother wholeheartedly. And he can hold his own. We ain't going dogpile, because each and every last one of us can do any type of correction to go to war by ourselves. So appreciate every last one of y'all. Listen to the music as we go on out. No one can beg you to be great, but we will hold you accountable. Appreciate the brothers that came up here. Appreciate the mods in the chat, the other people that typed in the chat that said what's up, our new people that came through. And like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Your support is always needed, and I'm forever and totally grateful. and let's do it. Let's get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
You heard my man Slash Jordan. They all like it's her shit. 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 Bitch, we from Baltimore. 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 Baltimore, we don't care about no fucking person, about no fucking person, about no fucking person. Baltimore, we don't care about no fucking person, about no fucking person, about no fucking person. Curses, they are like it's curses.